Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. I'm out of breath. Hi. Welcome back to Steampunk Psyche. If you are brand new here, I'm JT. And my camera's getting blurry on me, so just hang on. It's only because it's trying to recognize the beauty of this. If you don't know me very well, you're going to find out. Hey, we're going to do an all signs reading, okay? I'm not trying to be lazy here, and I hope that you're not trying to be lazy. So I know it's all signs, and you got to find the timestamp, but hey, that's just how it rolls. If you've been following along, you know that I've been trying some new things. I've got morning mantra coming out. I've got haiku poems that I've made especially for you because I love you. I'm in love with you. You don't. I am. But yeah, so I'm going to start leaving those at the end of the videos is what I'm trying to say. But not this particular one. This is all signs. It's going to be kind of a quick reading. We're going to open up with the energies that you are, your sign. If you're cross-watching, come in and check it out, okay? It's very simple. Hit that thumbnail. Come in, check out Steampunk Psyche. Find your particular sign, your person, your energies. Yeah. So with that being said, we're going to start off with Aries, okay? And then we're going to move all the way through all of the signs. Pisces, I'm sorry, you're at the end of the list on this one. I could probably start with Pisces on the next one and go the opposite direction. And then you'll be first. But you're first in my book. I'm a Pisces. I'm a lover. You guys, I totally lead with my sexual expression. So if you are offended by anything like that, this probably isn't the channel for you. But I want to love you. Anyway, we're going to get started. I'm going to let you see the cards shuffle. I'm trying to stay as transparent as I possibly can. You guys, keep in mind, these are just energies, okay? We're at the start, so a lot of times the energies will kind of bleed over into other readings. And when I feel like that's going to start happening, I may take just a few minutes, kind of clear the energy. You know, let the love, let the inspiration and everything else kind of flow. So keep that in mind, okay? A lot of times these energies don't apply to you. If they don't, that is totally okay. These cards are so long. I mean, they fit in my hand, and trying to shuffle them the other way, I'll show you what I'm talking about. See, it's a pain in the ass. They're just extra long, but I wanted you to see that I'm shuffling these cards up for you, okay? Aries, we're going to take a look at your personal energy, okay? We're going to take a look at the crossing challenge, the foundation, what lies underneath, the recent past, the possibilities of above and below, right? The near future, the self, the environment, hopes, fears, wishes, and worries. And then we're going to end up at the end with the outcome and direction. We will probably clarify along the way. If I get troubled on this reading, like sometimes the energies will open right up and tell me a story, and sometimes they won't. But right now, Aries, we're going to take a look at your present energy. And we have the Five of Cups. I will be showing these cards, okay? So fear not if my lighting will allow me. You got the Five of Cups. So right now it's talking about like a, I'm sad. What are we sad about, Aries? We're going to take a look at your crossing challenge, okay? We have the Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, kind of feeling left out, kind of feeling like, I did the wrong camera, sorry. Yeah. Did I make the wrong investment? You know, maybe you're sad. This could be talking about a relationship. Could be talking about money, finances, something like that. But just kind of let the energies roll. I tell you what I'll do. I'll go ahead and lay these out, okay, if you'd like. And then that way you can see them if you're in a hurry, which I hope you're not. I hope you stick around with me. Okay, right now we're talking about the foundation card. Okay, we have the Justice lying in the underneath. And I will go over these, okay? In the recent past, possibly a romance of some kind. I'm going to put this crossing challenge right somewhere where the light's not totally reflecting off of it. This could be a little long-winded, so just hang with me, all right? But yeah, so the foundation, the recent past, here's the possibilities. We've got the King of Swords energy, okay? And then the near future, we have the Knight of Pentacles as well. I will clarify all of these for you. We have the self, how you're showing up, okay, with the Seven of Swords. Then we have the environment around you, which is the King of Wands, okay. hopes, fears, wishes, and worries, the 3 of Wands. Finally, in the outcome, check it out, you guys, the Tower. Aries, fear not. Fear not, okay? Let's go over these cards. So, right off the bat, in the beginning, we have the 5 of Cups, okay? And the 7 of Pentacles. This 5 of Cups is your energy presently, and the 7 of Pentacles is your crossing challenge. As I look down here at these cards, I see fire signs. I see some moments where you're definitely needing some clarity, okay? With the Justice card. We could be talking about Libra energy, okay? But for some of you, this is kind of like this sense of, you know, it hurts you or pains you to walk away. You know you need to leave. You know you need to leave a situation. This could be relationship. This could be, like I said, financial institution of some kind, an investment you've made, investment in a relationship, whatever. But there's this energy with the 5 of Cups that says I'm reluctant. There's something that's holding you back. You're continuing to focus on the situation of some kind. But you know you've got a little bit of support behind you as well. You know it's not going to be a quick, easy journey, but you know there's work involved with it. But I think you're ready to cross over the river. You're ready to cross over that bridge and make yourself available back to the world. So it's kind of an energy like that. So what we have here, okay, in the foundation, maybe in the subconscious mind, you're seeking some redemption, some kind of a justice, okay, maybe a feeling of unsupported. All alone in that case with the 5 of Cups energy that we had, that maybe there's something about your situation, whatever that may be, that has got you feeling like you need some justice. Now, like I said, we also could be talking about Libra energy, because that does represent Libra, the Justice card in the Major Arcana. However, when we move over into the recent past, there was a Knight of Wands energy, okay? Now, this Knight of Wands tells me that there was some kind of an emotional movement towards you. This could be a romance. This could have been a romance of some type. The Knight of Wands is a fiery energy, a passion energy. But it also talks about maybe the Knight being not the best at his word verbiage. Now, he could have been a schmoozer. I say he. Doesn't have to be masculine energy. Could have been a feminine energy. And that Knight of Wands is facing the Justice, okay? So maybe it could have been like facing your wrath, facing something that maybe you said to a person, okay? Doesn't have to be, but like I said, we'll keep kind of looking around here at this. All right. This next card talks about your possibilities here. Okay. Now the possibilities is the King of Swords energy. Okay. And with that King of Swords energy, I feel like there was something that was said, or something that needs to be said. You didn't get to express yourself right, or there has been no communication at all between something that you've walked away from. This could be, like I said, some kind of a relationship. I'm not quite getting like a soul contract or anything, but just possibly relationship related. Okay. I feel like there's this hot and cold energy here. The reason I say that is because it's followed by the Knight of Pentacles. Okay. And that shows up in the near future. So something is still hanging on. Something is still like slow moving, okay? Now, the Knight also speaks about the fact that they are very calculated. So this person could be thinking of the right words to say to you. This person, and perhaps in this recent past where we saw the Knight of Wands, there was this lack of communication. And it could have been that maybe there was something in the air, something that this person decided to back off a little bit, okay? And so the Knight of Wands was very calculated, saying that, I need to find the right words to say. And perhaps what was said, okay, what was said came off as maybe verbose. Maybe it triggered some kind of red flag. The reason I say that is because you're showing up here in the self as the seven of swords, okay? Now, the seven of swords represents, you know, a kind of a sneaky, vindictive, below the belt kind of an energy. And perhaps, like I said, I kind of got the feeling like red flag here. Maybe that whatever might have been said or what was not said is leading you to feel this way, okay? Kind of like, I don't know, maybe tricked. There's a little bit of trickery involved. You know, I'd have been surprised if the magician showed up right there. I could definitely answer that. But I feel like maybe you've been fooled or tricked by someone or something, you know, some situation. Okay, but the next card in the environment around you is this King of Wands. I feel like this is you. You're in this energy of the King of Wands. You want romance. You're looking for romance, but you're feeling that there's just something missing. There is something that's challenging your stability, challenging your, I would say with justice. Justice is sitting, it's unconfirmed information is what I'm getting, okay? But I feel like you are the romantic, you know, here in this situation with the King of Wands. You're emotionally grounded, okay? Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting. So the next card we're looking at is the Three of Wands in the hopes, fears, wishes, and worries, okay? I kind of feel like you're just continuing to go on, okay? That you've made this investment, and if this is a brand new relationship, then you're just kind of sticking with it. You know, the Three of Wands is I've made an investment, 2 wands behind him. The third one is now I'm taking action towards this, okay? Come hell or high water, because your outcome is the Tower card, okay? So I kind of feel like maybe you are going to speak up. You are going to say something. We do have the crown chakra blowing the lid off. This could be talking about, you know, it's not a terrible card, right? What it is saying is that there is some news or some information about to come in, right? That could definitely be shocking news of some kind. But I feel like it's going to take the foundation right out from underneath this person, or you're going to expose that which you need to know. Remember, your crossing challenge was the Seven of Pentacles. So I feel like in this situation, it is challenging you to either speak up or to get clear. You're seeking justice because your foundation card underneath, your subconscious mind, this is the energy, this is the gods, this is the universe, this is your higher authority, your higher knowing saying to you that you are going to receive some justice on this situation. You had the Knight of Wands. So there was something in the recent past that, and I feel like it's relationship related. Maybe you guys talked for a little while, you were talking, but then something happened, and the communication was just very slow. It didn't really go anywhere, or didn't take off the way you know, it felt the fire, romance, passion. It came through very sharp because you had the King of Swords. Okay. Let me show you that down here again, but you had the King of Swords energy. So, and that's in the possibilities of what this could be. So I feel like you felt like, there was something very, straightforward. Okay. And I just feel like it may have been somebody may have said something. You may have heard something. The King of Swords is communication card. So we could be also talking about, you know, air signs, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, but it doesn't have to apply. But I just feel like it was very slow moving here. And what's happened is it's caused you to, excuse me, in the Seven of Swords position right here, as the self, it's got you not trusting this situation, okay? It doesn't have you trusting it. But I feel like there's romance in the air around you because there's this King of Wands energy, right? And so I feel like it's a toss between your subconscious or your higher knowing of feeling like trusting, do I trust this or not? And is this going to expose or blow the lid off of something, you know, by making this move, by moving forward? If you are a divine masculine moving towards a feminine, and it just doesn't have to apply to, you know, male or female. These are just energies, you know, so keep that in mind. But I feel like it's more in your head. Um, just because something was slow moving and you didn't quite get the answers you need, if this is a brand new relationship, I feel like maybe this is not like somebody who has been seeing somebody for a long time. But because I feel like with this Seven of Pentacles here, in the crossing challenge energy, that it is a slow investment and you're just wondering, is it going to pay off? So if you are thinking about moving forward or taking a leap or an action, communicating, how you feel or express, that is the most honest approach. And what this is doing while you're feeling that energy is because either you're waiting for that person to communicate back, or you're kicking the cans over before it even gets started. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what I'm feeling here with this. So, Aries, I could go ahead and clarify. I want to do that. I want to clarify the outcome and the direction for you, Aries. Okay, let's take a look at that. You had the Tower card, so I want to know why that Tower card is here for Aries. Okay, I'll give you the shuffle here. I want to know why the Tower card's showing up for you, Aries. What does it represent for you? What does this represent for Aries, universe? Let them know something. Yeah. Yeah, we got the Queen of Pentacles energy. So it is definitely a groundedness. It is, I feel like it's like, if I just had this answer, if I just could communicate, this would put me back in my divine feminine state. Okay. Now this could be masculine looking for that divine feminine state, or the divine feminine themselves, who has been in a masculine state of mind because of this untrustingness, that this will absolutely put you. Take the Tower, Aries. Take the Tower. Take the risk. Take the chance. In other words, that's what I'm feeling here. I'm going to lay that Queen of Pentacles down on it. The Queen is very grounded. She's nurturing. It is a mothering nature, right? So it's sort of like you're nurturing, with your, remember your crossing challenge is the Seven of Pentacles. Those are both nurturing aspects, meaning you have to nurture that which you are trying to grow, that which you are trying to manifest. So Aries, I cannot tell you what this relationship represents for you. I could continue to shuffle the cards and keep going, but what I feel like it's saying is that while I did not see the High Priestess, the Queen of Pentacles is a very intuitive person. She didn't get to be the queen by being so passive that her intuition escaped her. You understand what I mean? If you are concerned that there is trickery involved or something like that, I believe your intuition is going to tell you, because we confirmed an actual Tower card. Okay. So Aries, take your time. Don't rush. If this has been going slow, then there's no need to rush it. Okay. With that Knight of Pentacles, if that is that divine masculine's energy, or the masculine's energy coming slow towards you, that may be one of your intuitive signs that you're picking up on. Maybe there's something underlying that is taking place. Perhaps the person overworks, or, instead of jumping right straight to conclusions about somebody, focus inward. The Queen of Pentacles says, I have to focus inward. Okay. To remain grounded and remain balanced, And I know that's not that's not a shiny answer for you, but what I'm getting at is that I feel like it's really going some of the same common themes of when two people meet, or when three people meet, however your relationship dynamic is. Everything is always fiery, right? I mean, we are sexually motivated. We have pheromones. We got everything, right? Everything's fire and passion. Now, not a lot of people, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to judge that everybody does this approach. Some people are not physically attracted in that way. They're more mentally attracted to things. I feel like maybe this might be where you're at. It's like the passion is there, but the mental attraction, the mental energies were not lining up, and that's throwing some red flags for me. Trust that intuition, okay? I'm not saying tell this person, take a hike, kiss my ass, I'm out of here. What I am saying is trust your intuition and allow that Knight of Pentacles energy, which is a slow-moving energy. If it's supposed to be natural, if it's supposed to be this connection that you really are craving and desiring, then focus inward and allow the natural flow to take place, because your intuition is going to tell you whether it's right or not, okay? Okay, Aries, I'm 20 minutes in on this reading. I'm going to go ahead and close it with that. I hope that you found some kind of, clarity in this. I hope maybe intuition-wise that this helps you, sum up a few questions you may have. So I love you. Appreciate you for being here, okay? But I'm going to go ahead and timestamp this. If you liked the reading or enjoyed it, just go ahead and give it a thumbs up, would you please? I appreciate it. All right. We are going to mark this down and move on into Taurus. If I can find my damn pen, I lost it. Okay, so that was 2104. All right, if you guys are staying along with me, just to let you know, I have been working on some other projects. That's why I haven't been getting the readings out. I'm trying to get morning mantra started. Taurus, if you are watching this right now, morning mantra is just, I want to just take my time to be with you in the mornings. Okay. I got to write this down. I'm kind of slow. Yeah. Anyway, because I don't have somebody to help me do the timestamps. All right. We're going to shuffle this up, Taurus, and we will get started on your reading. But yeah, anyway, where was I? So Taurus, if you're brand new to the channel, I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. If you have not subscribed, hit that subscription button. Make sure you guys turn on your notifications so you do get notified whenever the videos come out. I'm JT, okay? And I am a, life, love, relationship mentor, I guess. I mean, I really don't like labels very much. You're going to find that out about me if you follow along. I don't like labels. I don't like to be called anything in particular. I am what I ams, right? I'm like Popeye. I am's what I am's. That's funny. Oh, yes. Taurus. I actually had a really good response from, for this channel anyway, from the Taurus readings. And I've yet to duplicate that. I guess everything since then has not been good enough. I don't know. I don't like to cater specific cards. Okay, so you'll find that out about me as well. I like to let the integrity of the cards speak the message. Okay, so if you are looking for, that karmic information or that soul connection or something, I'm not going to just blurt that out to you just to keep you here, all right? I think the most important thing is that we learn from the cards. I'm going to shuffle these up maybe one more time. It's what I'm feeling, and then we'll get started with you, Taurus. We're going to get started with you. Listen, I got a different kind of sense of humor, Taurus, okay? If it resonates with you, this reading, take it, okay? If it does not resonate with you, leave it at the door. Leave it for someone else. I believe energy is timeless. I don't put dates, okay? So it will meet somebody when it's ready. Let's get into your reading, though. Okay. You watched me shuffle, okay? I'll give you one more just because, right? I got to shuffle these sideways sometimes because they are just so big, so long, they outdo my hand. We're going to take a look at your present energy, Taurus. Why? Okay, present energy, 3 of Swords. We're going to talk about it. We will talk about it. Crossing challenge for Taurus, the Magician. Okay. Yep. I feel like somebody right off the bat here is trying to manifest love. Okay. They're possibly on the twin flame journey. This doesn't have to apply to everybody. Okay. But I feel like somebody is trying to manifest love. Okay. And we're going to find out. Maybe the cards will line up that way. Maybe they won't. But we're going to look. Okay, Taurus, we're going to take a look at your foundation. We have the High Priestess, already a good start for a twin flame journey. We're going to look at the recent past, which is the 2 of Swords. Okay, I'll get these all here for you so you can see them. We're going to look at the possibilities, which is the strength, more major arcana. I told you, I feel like this is going to be a twin flame journey. So actually, let me move these down here and scoot you over, Taurus. High Priestess, Two of Swords, strength. Okay, and then in the near future, my goodness, okay, the Queen of Wands. Okay, we're going to look at the self, which is showing up as the Five of Swords. We're going to look at the environment. Absolutely, the Empress. We're going to look at your hopes, your fears, your wishes, and your worries, the Hermit. Okay, and the outcome and direction, the Ace of Wands. Okay, I feel like right off the bat, we are definitely, Taurus, we're talking about your intuition. We're talking about, is this real? Can I do this? There's some trust issues going on. There's also, there is also the divine feminine, okay? The Empress shows up as the divine feminine. The High Priestess shows up as the most high divine feminine, okay? And then we end out with this Ace of Wands, this passion, this fire, this up and down energy. We have the Queen of Wands as well showing up. Let's see here. Okay, we've got Virgo energy definitely with the Hermit here. You know, fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We don't have to, but we do have a strength card with Leo. You know, in the High Priestess, we could be talking about Pisces. Don't have to be, but she does wear the triple moon, you know, the triple crown there, triple moon crown. So, okay, now let's talk about these first two cards that we pulled, okay? Your present energy is the broken heart, okay? Healing wounds. You know, something obviously has got you in the heart space. Now, if you're on the divine twin flame journey, this card will just show up all the time, okay? It's not a negative card, but it means you're working on your heart space, right? Three swords piercing the heart, okay? Swords is communication coming in as well to the heart, right? A lot of people look at this card and they say, oh my God, you know, I'm so tired of seeing this card. But think about this for just a minute. Swords is communication, you know. All of your air signs could be, you know, talking about any of the air signs, right? So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, don't have to be, but we could be. But it's communicating to the heart space. So if this is a twin flame journey, or if this is a soulmate journey or something like that, and you're just leaned in really heavily into the internal work, okay, is what I'm getting at. Sorry about my camera, you guys. Focus in on this beautiful face. There you go. All right. So Taurus, yes. Now with the Magician card, I kind of feel like I said, this is definitely talking about some kind of a manifesting. And if you're manifesting love and you're on that twin flame journey, I feel like maybe you're in the midst of this up and down energy right now. Okay. Now, the reason I say that is your very first card in the foundation is the High Priestess, okay? And the High Priestess is the most high intuition, okay? She is guarded. She is guarding her intuition, okay? But she's knowingly guarding. And what I mean by that is she's sitting between the pillars, Boaz and Joachim, and the, you know, so you can't really focus in very well, okay? But you're in your most high state. And I get the sense that in the recent past, you had to make a choice, okay, which starts to already tell me that there is this push, pull, or do I retreat? Do I move away? Do I get completely out of this? I feel like you're leaned into this thing so heavily that it's got you at this choice, okay, and it's the runner-chaser perspective is what I'm getting at. And now, the reason I'm saying that is because in your next... Sorry about that. I'll give you the down low. Because in your next situation, you know, from your foundation, intuition, into your next choice here is the recent past. So you have that choice. Now, the possibilities of the future is strength. Okay, the strength card comes out and says, hey, I've been hanging on. That's what that really tells me. I've just been really holding on to this thing. I'm being very patient. I'm trying to remain in my, you know, high divine feminine. I do feel this is a feminine aspect because of obvious reasons. This doesn't have to be female, okay? But it does represent a very high feminine state. We have four cards representing the feminine nature right at the top, okay? So I feel like I'm speaking directly, Taurus, to a divine feminine, okay? Who is being very patient, very calm. She is, the crossing challenge is the manifesting. So whatever it is that this Taurus is trying to manifest, they're being calm, patient, and, but I kind of feel with a little bit of a hint here with that Two of Swords energy that it's just really kind of you're at a decision-making point, okay? Now, in the near future, we have the Queen of Wands, okay? Now, with you already being in the divine nature, the Queen of Wands represents to me more of the passion, okay, in this scenario. Very beautiful energy, very loving, sexually mature, okay? And I feel like that is what your nature is. And it could be that you're experiencing Kundalini at this time. I kind of feel like, if you don't know anything about the Kundalini or the sexual energy or passion like that, then, make sure you kind of check some of that information out. I don't want to go into details right now during your reading, but I feel like, yeah, this sexual energy is very intense with you right now. And the reason is because a lot of times what that is you're clearing out the masculine energy, or you're letting the masculine rise, okay? Because the masculine, especially for a female, they tend to hold their sexual energies in their masculine lower extremities, right? So that's that masculine holding back with the anger, holding back with frustration, with rage, everything from, past traumatic woundings, everything. So it is that masculine rising up into the crown chakra, okay, into your northern hemisphere, right? So where I'm going with this is eventually here in your next cards here, we have the Five of Swords, okay? And now this is talking about the self, okay? Now with the Five of Swords being in the self position, how you're showing up in this position, it feels like you just can't win, right? It's like this battle, while I know this battle is good for me, I know that this feels like a battle. And believe me, the spiritual awakening or enlightenment, or, you do have cards that reflect a lot of those. It could be twin flame. It could be soulmate connection. It could also be Kundalini awakening. It could be, like I said, a lot of your energies you're trying to understand emotionally. Okay. So there is this emotional battle that's meeting your physical battle and your physical needs. All right. But it just doesn't feel like you're winning. It feels like, I'm doing all the work, and where is my masculine? For one way, it could be like that blaming scenario. In the other sense, it could be that I am truly feeling some heaviness. It could be like, emotionally moving through, yes, the women. I don't even go there. Yeah. So let me keep going here. Okay. I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right. So your next card is your environment. Okay. Which talks about external forces around you. What energy is around you? And so when the Empress is here, what that's telling me is that you're definitely moving into that divine feminine state. Now, I am a masculine, but I also resonate with divine feminine as well. And I too have experienced a lot of this frustration energy and sexual energies that are, held. Also just life energies. It's coming through an awakening. It's coming through the tower moments and understanding that you're changing and your mind's changing. Your thoughts about things are changing. All of these ups and downs and everything. But you're staying in that divine Empress state. Okay. So it is such a beautiful thing. Very, very beautiful. Now, the next card to show up in the hopes, fears, wishes, and worries happens to be the Hermit, okay? This is an intentional lighting of the Empress. Look, the Hermit is pointing towards the Empress, okay? Now, like I said before, we could be, we could be talking about Virgo energy here. It doesn't have to be, but it could be. But the Hermit is pointing in the hopes, fears, wishes, and worries, pointing towards the Empress, okay? And I think I think this is more confirmation for you, Taurus, to say that the Hermit is trying to shine a light to stay in your high Empress state. And those questions, those beliefs, those things that are really bugging you about this relationship or this challenge that you're having, this twin flame journey, this soul connection that you're trying to meet, I'm not really seeing a masculine energy in here. So what I feel like, Taurus, is, now I say that because there is the Ace of Wands in your outcome and direction, okay? Now, this could represent emotional clarity in this situation. Doesn't have to be necessarily a relationship, somebody, wanting to give you the wand. That's not what I'm talking about here, okay? And I don't feel like that, because the masculine I feel like is the internal twin flame journey. That, listen, there's so much information out there on the internet about twin flames and everything. I'm so tired of actually talking, saying it, calling it that, because I feel like what's happening is you're getting in touch with your own masculine energy, and it can be very, let me back that up. You're getting in touch with your feminine energy, sister, beautiful lover, beautiful friend. What I'm trying to say is, a lot of times, especially if you're feminine, to compete in this world, you've had to remain in a masculine state. So when the presence of the feminine comes in you, it challenges your authoritative structure that you've had. And what I feel like, that's why the Hermit showed up. It's challenging you to say, remain in your Empress state, remain in your beautiful passive connection that you're starting to evolve, you're starting to find, this is a new beginning, a new cycle for you. Now, with the Ace of Wands saying that this is an emotional challenge for you, your challenge card was the Magician, right? Saying you're trying to manifest, okay? Now, what you're manifesting before, if this is a connection that you're looking for love, looking for passion, or whatever it is, the Hermit is trying to tell you, when you remain in that high Empress state, you have all of the tools necessary, okay? The cups, the wands, right? Swords, you know what I mean? They're all laying right there, right? The pentacles, money, everything. So all of that will come into play for you when you stay there, because you've been, I feel like you've been in the masculine position, and you're allowing that high feminine nature to rise up in you and to remain in that more. And that brings passion and fire into your life, into the loin. That brings fire and energy and emotional aha. Okay. So that's what you've been. I'm going to clarify. Okay. I want to know what this Ace of Wands is for you. Okay. Taurus, on the outcome and direction, I want to know what this Ace of Wands represents for Taurus. Okay. Taurus, this is for you. I love you so very much, and I want this answer for you. I want there to be clarity for you. I want you to know that this reading is definitely for you, okay? Taurus, this reading is definitely for you. Here's some clarity. Okay. Yes. Right? 6 of Swords. It's emotional clarity. That's exactly what this card represents for you. Moving out of choppy waters into calmer waters, okay? I feel like you're coming to an end here, okay? The journey is in fact, I think you're recognizing what this means for you. I think you know this, but maybe you need some confirmation. This is definitely a confirming reading for me. like I said, I'm not seeing anything in the cards that's indicative of, like, let's say I'm looking for that lover, I'm looking for that, but I feel like you're seeing yourself now. Your eyes are opening. You're realizing that, um, I'm more than this flesh and bone. I'm more than that. You're rising into that energy, and you're coming emotionally open and astute in ways that you never have before. Um, you could be a female experiencing the later changes in life as well. This doesn't have to be the case. I know that my life partner, it was pretty tough for her, and the hot and cold flashes, the ups and downs, and everything. But I feel like this is asking you to be gentle on yourself and to be nourishing, and you're going to experience some highs and some lows. And if that is the case, my heart is with you 100%. This is a beautiful reading, Taurus, and I hope you did get some clarity from this. Okay. I'm going to let the cards speak. I'll give you one last look at them again, but I feel like this is really giving the answer here, something that you might be, needing some clarification on. So, Taurus, if you enjoyed the reading, I'd appreciate it if you just, thumb up for me, would you? Anyway, I will definitely get back to the readings. I will get singular readings for you. And excuse me. But yeah, I appreciate you, and I'm going to go ahead and move on now to Gemini, okay? Taurus, I love you. I appreciate it. Gemini, Gemini, Gemini. If you are still watching, simply because you think I'm the most beautiful person in the world, thank you. Anyway, Taurus, that's a really cool reading. Gemini, Gemini, welcome back. Steampunk Psyche. I am JT. I hope you are doing well. I'm going to shuffle up these cards. Hey, just to let you know, if you are brand new to the channel, or if you're cross-watching, come in and check out some of your, some of the signs if you'd like. I am not going to sugarcoat these readings. I'm not going to do it. I am going to let the cards speak. We're going to tell a story. If it chimes with you, cool. If it does not chime with you, leave it. Leave it for somebody else, because it will chime with somebody eventually, for someone. Okay. Gemini. What is going to be the story for you today? I'll let you, I'm going to show you. I'm shuffling these cards. I'm trying to stay as transparent as I can, you guys. I'm still working on my drop-down camera so I can get that, these cards to blow up for you so you can see them more clear. But for right now, I'm still just having to use my phone. Okay. And these cards are so big that I have to shuffle them sideways sometimes because they just don't like to fit between my fingers there, but Gemini, we're going to take a look right now at your present energy, okay? We have you showing up, Gemini, the lovers. Okay? This is your present energy. When the lover shows up in your position right there, it shows up as you, as if you're speaking. I don't have to question it anymore. This is you speaking about relationship. This is you speaking about passion, fire, romance, things that you are attached to in this relationship, the journey that you're on. So we could be talking about twin flame. We could be talking about soul connection. Any kind of a situation involved around relationship. Okay. So I don't have to second guess. Cool. Right on. Yay. Now we are going to take a look at your crossing challenge. Okay. Yes. The 3 of Cups is your crossing challenge. I will go through and clarify all these cards for you. But just to let you know, I'm going to go ahead and lay them out, and I'll express to you which, what category they lay in, and then we'll go back and clarify. Okay, but you have the Three of Cups as your crossing challenge. Could be a third party involved here. We don't know yet. We'll find out. Somebody from external forces in your energy, causing for some reason you not to be able to connect, or you're moving out of a connection, something like that. But we'll find out. But it could also represent that you're trying to socialize or trying to be involved with some kind of a community, and there may be a challenge to where you're not able to be a part of that. So we'll take a look. Okay. All right. Gemini showing up as the Lovers. That's cool. All right, we're going to take a look now at your foundation. We have the Five of Cups in the foundation. This could be talking about something in your, subconscious mind, things that are troubling you, things from the past, things that are coming up, but we will clarify that. Let's take a look now at the recent past, the Three of Swords energy. Okay. We're going to take a look at the possibilities of the Knight of Swords, right? And then we're looking at the near future, this next card, the Ace of Wands. There's an Ace of Wands in your near future. You're about to get wanded. Okay, that was uncalled for, JT. That was totally called for. Now we're going to take a look at the self. This is how you are showing up. We have the Moon. Keep in mind, I will clarify these for you guys, okay? We have the Moon showing up. You're the self right here. We're going to look at the environment around you. Okay, the Chariot. We're looking at hopes, fears, wishes, and worries. The Devil card shows up in the hopes, fears, wishes, and worries. And now the outcome and direction is the Page of Swords. Okay, let's clarify what we got going on here. As I said, the very beginning, you have the Lovers card showing up. You're showing up as yourself in this reading, okay? Now, this doesn't have to apply to any kind of a twin flame journey. It doesn't have to apply to a soul contract. This could literally be talking about friendship, relationships as well, okay? So keep that in mind. But what I'm definitely feeling and seeing here is we have the Five of Cups lying in the foundation, what's underneath. You feel like you've lost something that maybe you can't move away from, okay? With the Three of Cups turned over, or the Three Cups turned over in front of you, these are losses. These are things that you feel like you missed out on, or that you've had to walk away from, okay? You do know that you have solid Two Cups behind you, okay? But it doesn't make you feel any better. So there's some kind of an energy there. It's like, I know I need to move forward. I know I have to. I see the path very clearly. I'm going to have to cross that river. That's going to be challenging. Then I've got to make my way down to that bridge, cross over to go to that castle. So there's a journey involved in where you're going, okay? Now, the next energy is the recent past. It's that broken heart. It's the Three Swords piercing the heart that says, hey, I'm either burnt from the past. This could have been the situation. Or this could be like things that are lying underneath. I don't trust very well. I can't participate in this other relationship the way, that it needs to be. So there's Three Swords. There's communication that you're trying to talk to your heart. You're trying to heal the heart, okay? That's what this Three Swords also can represent. Now, we move over here into the possibilities, okay? There is the Knight of Swords that shows up. The Knight of Swords also talks about other, could be other air signs as well. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but doesn't have to apply. But what this tells me in the possibilities situation is that there could be some information coming into you that could help clarify this reason. Maybe this situation that you had to walk away from, if this was a lover, a person that you cared about, or a relationship that you was in that caused some of this, I need to move on away from it. It's causing broken heart. You're about to receive some information. So this could be representing a knowing that you wake up one morning and all of a sudden it's like, oh, I get it. I understand what this is about now, or whatever, but it's fast action. Okay. Now, it could come into you a little fuzzy. It could come into you with needing some clarification. Okay. And the reason I say that is because the Knight of Swords is is a very quick acting energy, but it isn't always the best at communicating. Excuse me. I need to get me a drink here. Hold up, y'all. Gemini, hold on. Hold on. Cherry Dr. Pepper. No, I'm not promoting it. I'm just saying. Talk can make you thirsty. All right, we'll get back to it. My bad. But yeah, so like I said, it could be that this information is going to give you clarity about either the way you're feeling, or you're going to receive maybe understanding that about a karmic relationship, or you know what I mean? You're not going to stay in this broken-hearted information. The reason I say that is because the very next card is the near future is this Ace of Wands. Now, the Ace of Wands can represent a very fiery, passionate romance. A lot of people like to think it, but I'm just saying that's not necessarily the case. But it is also emotional clarity. The Wands represents that emotional clarity, okay, and divinely orchestrated. So it's like, you know, you get the aha, like, oh shit, I get it now. You know, I know what this is about. I know I'm experiencing something about this relationship, and you come to an awareness of it, a very high awareness of it. Okay. Now we're going to move on. We're going to take a look at the self. The self is showing up as the moon. Okay. Now the moon is what's been lying underneath, shadow work. This could be aspects of my, deep-seated emotional wounding, trauma, past self. You know, the moon does shine a light on the darkness, okay? It's what's on the other side of the towers, okay? It's the unknown. It could be things unseen. And when I saw the Ace of Wands, and now you see this, okay, it kind of tells me, like I said, that you may be becoming aware, enlightened. It may have unlocked some things, aspects about you that are changing, okay? And maybe it may make you feel as though you're needing to move away from a relationship, okay? You may be understanding more about karmic relationships and what that really actually means, okay? And like I said, you did have in your crossing challenge this Three of Cups. So there could be another external energy there, okay? The Three of Cups does represent a reciprocating action. So it may be that you're going to receive communication or whatever the exchange of information. And maybe that's what you might be waiting on, to speak about something that's going on with this relationship or whatever. It doesn't have to apply to that. The moon card does also represent Pisces energy. It doesn't have to be, but there could be a Pisces in your timeline as well. The next card that came out was in the environment around you, and it's the Chariot, okay? Now, the Chariot is action. The Chariot is moving out and away from the city there, from greed, from materialistic views. But the Chariot is the builder, okay? The Chariot, the square on the tunic represents that he's a builder, okay? It's hard to see. He is the triple moon crown as well, okay? So we are also going to be talking about Pisces energy, all right? But it's the light and dark aspects that are being that are coming to, and it makes sense because you had that Knight of Swords pointed towards the Three of Swords, broken heart. Let me show you what I'm talking about again. You have that Knight of Swords coming in. That's kind of either it's relieving your heart and which was about this lover's situation, and emotionally gaining clarity about it. Okay. In the meantime, this is bringing up. This could be bringing up triggers and emotions and things that you're just trying to figure out what's going on. So you're either moving away from it. Someone is either moving away from you. You are moving away from them. Or there is, like I said, you're just trying to build upon what your understanding is so far about this experience that is happening. You know what I mean? So take what energy applies. Okay. Now, your next card, the Devil shows up. Okay. The Devil shows up in the hopes, the fears, the wishes, and the worries. Now, this could be that there is something in your life. Now, keep in mind, there are two lovers here, right? There's two lovers here. It could be that you're chained to something about this lover. The reason I say that is because if your crossing challenge is the Three of Cups, this is supposed to be reciprocated. This is supposed to be union. This is agreement on, okay? Your challenge card being that there is an agreement. There is something that I believe is that we all agree upon. All right. Now, if that is the challenge, then the devil shows up here in the hopes, fears, wishes, and worries to say that perhaps your fear is the challenge of this reciprocated. It's like I made a choice and I have to stick with it because, but it could also be talking about addictions of some kind. And believe it or not, you can be addicted to a person, right? It's letting yourself be taken by another person so much that you no longer have your own sovereignty. So the unchaining, what we're chained to, is gaining your sovereignty back, okay? Now, you could be receiving some information. This could be outside influence as well. The reason I say that is because you have, excuse me, the Page of Swords, okay? Somebody looking into this situation, somebody from the outside, which is part of this challenge with the Three of Cups, remember? So this could be outside influences. And they're trying to address this situation for you, or they're trying to talk to you and tell you about what's going on. Like I said, in this relationship wise, if this is the relationship that perhaps, you're having to move away from, or you're trying to move towards, okay? This Page of Swords is in your outcome and direction. So you're going to be addressing what this hopes, fears, wishes, and worries is for you. You could be taking action towards what this represents for you, that Devil card, okay? Whether that's addiction or whether that's chained to this relationship, whether that is, the clarification or the knowledge that you have gained about this broken heart or this healing of the heart information, okay? I'm going to go ahead and clarify the Page of Swords for you, Gemini. I'm going to clarify. Reason being is because we're kind of like in a toss here with this Three of Cups energy. It would be nice to know that your present energy, this Lover's card, it's when it's talking about you personally, it's saying that there's definitely something about a relationship. So what I want to know is what that Page of Swords energy is for you, okay? All right, Gemini, let's clarify the Page of Swords and find out what this energy represents for you. Universe, what is the Page of Swords doing here? What is the... Oh, okay. Yeah, you got the Queen of Pentacles shows up here. It's trying to remain grounded, trying to understand that you're trying to plant your feet back on the ground again, maybe questioning that. You may be saying, if I leave this relationship, if I move, you have the Chariot card, right? If I move away, how will I remain grounded? This kind of feels like there may be a little bit of a, you're tied to somebody financially, could be tied to somebody, emotionally in a way that you feel kind of hooked or whatever it is. But this is definitely talking about the Queen of Pentacles energy, saying, she is a nurturing aspect. So it's nurturing yourself, but it's staying grounded. It's staying, maybe you're waiting financially wise, that maybe there is a structure in your life. The Page of Swords is representing, say, a mother figure. Okay. Somebody who has a controlling aspect. Your Page of Swords is facing the devil, remember? So there is something in that communication that you could be receiving that maybe has a nurturing aspect, okay, to it. I wish that was an answer. I wish that was the answer. I really don't know where else to go with this other than the fact that you are either going to receive some clarity or you have just about received some clarity. But I feel like this, with the clarification, outcome, and direction being this Queen of Pentacles energy, I just feel like there's an external force. Your challenge is the Three of Cups, right? So this could represent a third party in this situation. Perhaps you have a mother figure that's whispering in your ear. You know what I mean? And maybe that is causing some confusion, okay, with the moon card showing up, because that would trigger maybe things from the past, and you're feeling like maybe you need to move away from it. And because you had that Chariot card, it's a movement card, sitting right next to the Devil, which is sitting right next to the Page, which is whispering, this information. We clarified with the Queen of Pentacles. Gemini, I love you very, 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 very much. So much it hurts, matter of fact. But I'm going to go ahead and leave the reading here. If this chimed with you, stay grounded. Let your intuition be your guide. That's all you can do at this point. And trust me that the things are going to get better. You did have your near future with the Ace of Wands. So it's either a passionate new romance because you showed up as the lover, okay? Or it's going to be clarity, major clarity about what's pulling on your heartstrings the most, okay? Whether it's decisions, whether you need to move forward, move out and away, or whatever, addictions or anything like that. So Gemini, I love you so very much. I'm going to go ahead and close this reading, and I hope I'll get to see you on some of the next readings, okay? All right, love you. I'm going to move on, though. Okay, 101:17. 17. All right, we're moving on to Cancer. Cancer, I appreciate you being here. I'm going to have to shuffle these cards up. We are doing an all signs read, so you will have to find your reading. Unless you just enjoy sitting around talking to me, hanging with me, you know what I mean? And I'd love to just hang with you. Eventually, I'm going to have to smoke me a cigarette because that's just the way it is. But yeah, Cancer, if you are brand new to the channel, thanks for showing up, okay? I'm JT. I do life, love, relationships, and sometimes I just get on and rant and talk about anything under the sun. I do start morning mantra here pretty soon. I also got haiku corner and some other and I do speak okay sometimes too. But if you're brand new, thanks for coming in. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscription button. If you guys would love, I would love to see some comments, okay? I'd like to know how I'm doing. I'd like to know if you've enjoyed the readings. Cancer, I don't sugarcoat, okay? I'm not here to try to, placate anything into these cards to keep you coming back. That's not the case. It is, I truly feel like we can learn from these cards together. Every reading I do is totally different. There's never a reading that is same. There are similes, right? There are things that sometimes they kind of appear to be the same, but they're not, okay? But anyway, all right, I'm going to shuffle these up just a few more times, and then Cancer, we will get started. I want you to see me shuffling. I'm trying to stay as transparent as I possibly can. I hope everything's been going good for you so far. We are, middle of February almost already. Almost that Lover's Day. I did just put out a video that I got a little bit crazy on. It was fun, though. You can check that out. I'll probably leave that at the end of this. Anyway, okay, here we go. Cancer, maybe one more shuffle is what I'm feeling, maybe. We'll see. Are we done here, universe? We done? Let's check this out. Okay. Okay, universe, let's talk about Cancer's present energy. What is in the energy for Cancer right now? Okay. 9 of Swords. We are going to clarify these cards as we go, but I'm going to go ahead and lay them down on the table here, all right? But this present energy is the 9 of Swords, okay? It's not a terrible card. Stick with it. Hold with me. We're going to tell the story. We're going to let the cards tell the story, all right? If the energies chime with you guys, let them go. I mean, just ride with them. Okay, we're going to take a look now at your crossing challenge here. The Ace of Pentacles. It's an offering coming in of some kind, divine offerings. Could be love, could be relationship. It could be coin itself, investment, opportunities, okay? divinely inspired, the garden and the gate. We will talk about all of these. I will clarify all these cards, but for right now, I'm going to lay them out and explain to you what they are. Okay, Cancer? Foundation. What's lying underneath in the subconscious mind, things that we are hiding or avoiding. Okay? We're going to take a look at the recent past. Okay? We're going to take a look at the possibilities. And then we're going to take a look at the near future, right? We're going to look at the self, how you're showing up in this, what's your stance, what's your take. We're going to look at the environment around you. And we're going to look at your hopes, your fears, your wishes, and your worries. And then finally, we're going to look at your outcome and direction. Okay, Cancer, here's the skinny. Let's clarify this 9 of Swords for you, okay? What this could represent is you're losing sleep. Worried about something. Something's very heavily on your mind, okay? A battle of the mind, so to speak. It's pretty common. I mean, we live in a stressful environment. But what is deeply concerning is, are you getting enough sleep? Are you feeding your body? Are you pinning up a lot of energies, okay? And we're going to talk about that as we go. The next card to show up was the Ace of Pentacles, okay, as your crossing challenge, okay? Now, you might think, how would that be a crossing challenge with this Ace of Pentacles? It could be that you're unsure about an investment of some kind, relationship related, I'm not sure. Whether to move forward or not, that could be part of this while you're losing sleep. But we're going to keep going, okay? We're going to look now at the foundation. We have the 6 of Swords. So there is some emotional clarity that you are experiencing, okay? The 6 of Swords is moving out and away from choppy waters, right? Emotional experiences. You could be healing past wounds, childhood experiences. There could be mother wounds involved here. Feminine nature type wounds. Doesn't have to be, doesn't have to apply, but it is definitely, it is definitely something in there that is giving you some emotional, you're experiencing some kind of an emotional movement that is healthy, something moving forward, okay? Okay. Excuse me. Now we are going to take a look at the recent past. In the recent past, there was a very groundedness nature taking place, okay? There was possibly this divine feminine energy in your life. Doesn't have to be. But she is the card of luxury, the elegance, glamour, fortune. She has the markings of self-made, right? Beauty. And that is an abundant card. Talks about everything from, your upbringing all the way into your life, how you've manifested things. She is definitely a manifester with all of those pentacles. Each one of those pentacles represent whatever it is for you. Challenges, obstacles, but she's overcome. So there's an overcoming energy as well. When this follows that 6 of Swords energy, it leads me to believe that you are that type of person, that you're very motivated, very self-fulfilled. You know how to take care of yourself. Okay. All right. The next card to show up was the High Priestess. Okay. In the near, in the recent, the possibilities. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I have to get a drink. Sorry about that, Cancer. I got down me some DP. That would make for a pretty good commercial. I'm going to have to down me some DP. Maybe it wouldn't. I don't know. All right. So in the possibilities, you have the High Priestess. So as above and so below, and what could be. I feel like there's a reason why this is showing up in intuition. The High Priestess is the guardian of intuition. She's the gatekeeper. And I say she's definitely a passive feminine energy here. And I feel like there's something in your intuition here. Maybe you have moved away, or what's funny about this is there's something. It's like I feel like I needed to get myself emotionally grounded. I needed to get myself financially grounded. And you're having an intuition about some kind of a union here, because your near future shows up with the Four of Wands, okay? Now, all I could say about the reason why the High Priestess would show up is that there's something in your intuition. There's something that you're feeling, that you're knowing, and it could be a reunion of some kind. This could literally be a class reunion, a college reunion, alumni, celebration. This could be going to the NFL, going to a hell of a rock concert or country concert, whatever music, whatever you're into. But you're having an intuition about it. So, and a grounding. And I'm feeling like if, you know what? I'm going to hold that thought just for a second. I'm going to move down here. I'm going to move down to this next row. We're going to look at the self. This is how you're showing up, though. You got the Five of Pentacles, okay? So you're feeling left out, left behind. Perhaps somebody with that Four of Wands, this kind of feels like maybe somebody went behind your back. This could have been a relative of yours, maybe. Intuition, with the High Priestess. And like I said, there was that Six of Swords. Maybe you had a family member who came back to you, and now you're like challenged by this. Or maybe something. I just had this. This may not apply. This may get pretty specific for certain people. But the reason that your present energy was that Nine of Swords. You're losing sleep because I think you're going to have to face somebody at a reunion of some kind. This could literally be a family reunion, right? You're going to have to face somebody, and this could be a mother. This could be a motherly figure. The reason I say is because you had the Six of Swords show up. Also, sorry about that. Let me show you this. Yeah, you had the Six of Swords show up, which represents emotional, moving out of that emotional instability into calmer stability. And then you had another Nine of Pentacles, which also represents a very grounded, very abundant type of nature, sitting right next to an intuitive card, sitting right next to a celebratory card. Okay, you would think, okay, these are all great. I mean, what's the beef? What's the cake? Right? What's the problem? Well, the issue I'm having now, or not necessarily an issue, but what I'm trying to understand is how, with all of that taking place, Cancer, my loves, why are we having this left out, left behind? Now, there's a little bit of ego involved. I say a little. There's a lot of ego involved in this card. This is refusing help. This is like, I'm going to go to this family reunion. Somebody in my family did me wrong, and they're going to offer me back something, but I'm just going to refuse them. So there's a little bit of vendetta, and I'm not judging you. Sometimes revenge is the only way you can get on that next shelf. Abraham Hicks talks about that. And I really like Esther, Esther Hicks. And if you don't know anything what I'm talking about, you can check some of those out. But she has that scale, like the 22 words that you use. And revenge is one of those on that scale in order to climb the scale back to abundance, back to peace, back to harmony. So I feel like maybe that's what this is representing, that there is some kind of an energy there that is, that you're going to have to deal with somebody on something. And we're going to keep going. All right. We're going to keep looking. This next card talks about the environment. Okay. What is around you? What's surrounding you? Okay. With the Three of Wands. So there is action at play. You have two wands that are positioned firmly in the ground. Those are the investments that you made. These are the choices. You made a conscious choice to do something, and you did it. And now you're past the conscious deciding factor, and now you're into the action factor. You're waiting to see what's going to transpire. Okay. And with this being in your environment around you, I feel like I feel like you may be questioning whether or not you even act upon whatever that is, whatever that five. We may have to clarify that 5 of Pentacles for you. Cancer, what's going on here? Okay, hang on, just hang on with me. All right, hopes, fears, wishes, worries. There is definitely an ending. I think you just want this to be over with, a death to it. You know, the death doesn't actually represent a physical death. It could represent a physical death, but what the case is saying is that there's going to be a death to a cycle of something and a brand new beginning of something, or something is going to be neutralized. Something is going to be finished, complete, or at least there's going to be confirmation about something. And I kind of feel like that's part of it. I think that may be what it is. The High Priestess is there to tell you, follow your intuition on that, because I feel like this conversation needs to be had. Okay, the reason I say that is because your very last card here in your outcome and direction is Justice. You know, we could be talking about Libra here, energy, but it doesn't have to apply. We are talking about Scorpio energy as well. Doesn't have to apply, but could. We are talking about maybe a Pisces energy. Doesn't have to, but there you go. But I am seeing definitely seeing this Justice as being what is going to take place. Okay, this outcome. You're needing justice on some wounding that took place. And I feel like you're wondering whether or not, do you go to this reunion? Do you go to this celebration? Wherever it's at, there's going to be people around you that are celebrating. Okay. And I think this 5 of Pentacles, now I want to clarify that 5 of Pentacles for you. Okay. Because this is starting to make a little bit more sense to me. But the 5 of Pentacles is talking about, like I said, there feels like there's a, kind of left out in the cold. Somebody did you wrong. Somebody did you dirty. Somebody in the family, somebody close to you, friends. I'm not really getting like friends, though. I'm not seeing like the cups energy or nothing like that. I'm really getting like somebody left you out in the cold. If this was a relationship wise, nah, I'm just not seeing. I feel like more of a family structure of some kind. Sorry about that. I had to get a drink. My throat's starting to get scratchy, so there's something definitely about in the throat chakra region here. So this is going to be verbally expressed, whatever this is. So I'm going to clarify this 5 of Pentacles for you, Cancer. All right, universe, let's clarify this 5 of Pentacles for Cancer to let us know what this represents. Why the feeling of out in the cold, or is this the approach? Does this person need to even feel? Because it's almost like I feel shame or something, and there's a reason, like, you need to speak your mind, speak your piece, but you might be feeling shame for doing it. Maybe because these people are close to you or were close to you or something. And I don't think that shit is necessary personally. But what does the universe have for Cancer on this 5 of Pentacles energy? Yep, the Empress. The Empress. So, clarifying that 5 of Pentacles for you, and the Empress shows up. So we know the Empress represents that nourishing nature, that mothering nature, right? Maternal instinct, mother's intuition. We could be talking about your mother here. Mother wounds. We did have the 6 of Swords. Okay. This could be the tell-all. This could be, hey, Mom, you need to know something, and I'm going to tell you. Or I feel like maybe a mother did something that, you know what I mean? Maybe, I don't know, something. I feel like it's a mother issue here. A very high passive energy, very high passive feminine. But it could also be to, we always want to try to look at all sides of this, okay? And go, it could be that you're feeling left out. This energy is not necessary. Excuse me. You need to remain in your high feminine energy and let all that go, because the Empress wouldn't care, right? She's going to nurture herself because she knows that, let's say you go to that reunion, whatever it is, and in your mind, you're ready to spill some shit. You're ready to let it go, let it rip, right? But if you took the approach that what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to meditate and I'm going to get in my most high frequency that I, don't go blurry on me. Don't go blurry on me. Hello. Whoa. Come on, camera. Hey, I believe there are no coincidences. This is like the masculine energy jumping up in you going, oh man, I don't know. I don't know if I can do that. I'm going to tell that MF or what I feel. No. Hear me out. What I'm saying is, if you stay in that high divine feminine nature, that high nature, sometimes it's sort of like what the Bible used to talk about pouring coals on your enemy. I'm not saying take a revengeful state. I'm saying take that high feminine energy, Cancer, wear it, enjoy it, love it, embrace it. Because sometimes taking that higher seat, that higher position is all you need to say. I don't know. But you could be seeking just justice, and that's exactly what you're going to get, because that was the outcome card. So whatever choice you make, I feel like Cancer, that is going to be final. That is what it's going to be needed. Your challenge card is the Ace of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles is a divine offering, okay? Of, like I said, this could be financial wise. Perhaps this is related to maybe like somebody's estate or who gets what, and I don't mean that any disrespectful way. I'm sorry about my camera. Cancer, I apologize. I'm so sorry. Here we are trying to have a beautiful conversation and that shit's taking place. But you got something going on here too. So I just kind of feel like that is what this is talking about. You're just trying to seek justice on this situation. You felt betrayed. You felt, and I want to give you my love. I want to tell you I love you. I want to say everything's going to be okay. We clarified that 5 of Pentacles, the Empress shows up, okay? You are definitely in your outcome and direction. You have the Justice card. So there will be justice. Justice is not biased, okay? Here's the thing. Justice says, just because I'm doing the right thing means that I should receive everything that's owed to me. That's not how that works. Because justice can happen to the crummiest of the crummiest. It's about the unbiased approach. If you're walking in there with a mental aspect that says, everybody's they're about to know who I am. I'm about to step up in here and tell you who I am. Justice could say, no, you're not. That day you're liable to have, bronchitis. You ain't gonna be able to say nothing, because there's a reason why. There's a higher authority at play, the high priestess energy. All right. High priestess energy. It's an intuition. It's a knowing. Okay. I think you're going to know, Cancer. I'm going to go ahead and leave this here. I hope this was confirmation for you. If it was, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think. Okay. Anyway, I love you. I will probably get to see you, hopefully, on the some of the next singular readings that we do. Okay. But I'm going to move on from here, and we're going to move on to Leo. All right. Love you, Cancer. All right, so 123 marker for Leo. 2. Hi, Leo. Thanks for sticking it out with me. Yeah, I'm just going to timestamp these. I am being as quick as I can on the readings, but they take some time. If you followed along this long, how cool is that? You went through all the readings. You're just trying to test me out, ain't you? I'm not going to sugarcoat for you. Leo, I'm not going to sugarcoat for you. I am going to lay out these cards. I'm going to shuffle them up for you. Want to watch me shuffle, by the way? If you're brand new to the channel, Leo, thank you. Steampunk Psyche. I am J.T. Just laid out some videos. I was feeling romantic and a little bit on the... well, you're just going to have to see it. It might make you blush, though. But hey, I am for real. I am not playing no games. Anyway, what I was about to say is if you're brand new to the channel, thanks for joining me. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscription button, you know. Make sure you got your notifications turned on so when the videos come out, you can check them out. You know, and I'm just going to say this, but it might be better for you to watch it on your TV or your computer rather than your little phones. You guys, come on, you know. Put me on a TV. I want to be a superstar. All right. That is not true. I don't want to be a superstar. I just want to be your superstar. That's right, Leo, because I love you. All right, I'm going to keep shuffling till the universe says, stop, JT. Stop, man. You're probably saying that right now. Leo's saying, stop, JT. You are too much. Bro, you are too much. Bro. Oh, God. I love every single one of you. If you're watching this right now, you are so brave. Because the tarot is going to speak. Here we go. We're about done shuffling. We're about done. Okay, universe. Let's let Leo know. This is the present energy for Leo. We have the Queen of Swords. I'm going to clarify all these cards for you, so don't fret. All right? So, if this is your energy, this energy says, I'm about to tell you something. You're about to hear something. Now, keep in mind, the Queen of Swords is not always the best at communicating. We do not know if this is a love relationship. I can't tell you from one card. I can't tell you if it's twin flame journey. I can't tell you if it's soul, karmic, none of that. You're going to have to just stick around. And if you are impatient, go find another channel. It's okay. Come back, baby. Come back. See me. We're going to keep going. Present energy is that Queen of Swords energy. We're going to take a look now at your crossing challenge. The Seven of Swords. Who has come against you? Who's cheating? Who is being unfaithful? Who is being hurtful, vindictive, sneaky? Who the hell? This could be you, Leo. This could be you being that. If you are being that, leave it in the comments. Tell me what you're really doing. Or be brave. Stick it out and let's see what the story is going to unfold. But Seven of Swords, okay, as your crossing challenge. Now, I'm going to lay out the rest of these cards for you. I know this is a little shiny over here. I will show you each of the cards, so don't you worry. Don't you worry your pretty little head. All right, we're going to look now at the foundation. What's lying underneath? We've got the Ten of Cups. I will show you all these cards. This is your foundation card. What could be in the subconscious mind? Leo, what's lying underneath? The next card we're looking at is the recent past. We have the Four of Cups, something that you're holding on to. We don't know yet what it is. Could be love, relationship related, whatever. Now, the possibilities, the Five of Swords. Okay, and then in the near future, we have the Eight of Cups. All right, we're going to keep rocking on, moving on. We're going to take a look at the self, how you're showing up. I did have that Fool in reverse. I won't put it in reverse just so you can see the card, but I will tell it in reverse. So yeah, so now the environment, what's surrounding you, what is external forces around you. Now the hopes, the fears, the wishes, and the worries, right? The Page of Swords. And then your final card is the outcome and direction, the King of Cups. So just offhand, we have relationship-wise, could be a brand new beginning of a relationship. But what is in your mind right now, what's lying underneath is this Ten of Cups. And I will show it to you now. Wow, look at that, Ten of Cups. Happy home, happy life, happy husband, happy wife. This is what's in your present energy. This is connection. This is community. This is feeling all of that bonding, you know, that, you know, daydreaming about that futuristic position. Leo, I'm going to have to smoke a cigarette. If you are not a cigarette smoker, I'm so sorry, but I am. If you are a woman, and because I say women, then fire it up. Okay, so what I'm seeing here, though, is with the Ten of Cups, we have a We have a situation where you are in this dreamy kind of state of mind here. Keep in mind, you guys, as an all sign reading, I don't get to stop. Okay. Normally I would stop, smoke my cigarette, and I wouldn't have to do it with you, but I don't mind smoking with you because I love it. It's sexy. Okay. Now, the next card, let's take a look. We had the foundation, what's lying underneath. This could be subconscious mind. So this could be reflecting upon past, like family life or something like this. But it could also talk about, we have this recent past, this Four of Cups. So this could be an energy that you're not really letting go of. You seem to be focused on something from the past, some kind of an issue, some kind of a traumatic wounding, possibly from the past. It could be family related. It doesn't have to be. Excuse me. It could be your childhood upbringing, that type of energy. You did have, like I said, the Queen of Swords as your present energy. So it may be something about this. In fact, this is the second reading that I had that kind of maybe went this way a little bit. Queen of Swords as your present energy, but your crossing challenge is that Seven of Swords. So I said there may be something that kind of feels a little vindictive, some kind of something about a relationship or something going on here, but we're going to keep going. We're going to look now at the Five of Swords. Okay, this is the possibilities. Now it's winning at what cost? What the heck is going on here, Leo? Let's see. Something about your past is coming up. This being the possibilities card. In other words, one door opens, another door closes. It feels like you're going to have to win at whatever cost here. Or somebody's going to get hurt in the process. Somebody gets hurt no matter whether you move left or right, is what it feels like. That type of positioning, that type of energy that you're, no matter what decision you make, something is going to break. Something is going to fall. You're going to win, but I don't feel like you're going to feel like you won. And the reason I say that is because your next card in the near future shows the Eight of Cups. Okay. So with that being said, your recent past was you're focusing on the past. Okay. This happened yesterday. This happened 2 weeks ago, a month ago, a year ago, or, some time had gone by where you continually focused on, let's say, this family and everything else. Okay. And what I feel like is maybe now what this might be telling is that somebody may be walking away from their marriage, their relationship. Okay. Because the Eight of Cups talks about no longer being emotionally fulfilled. Okay. And then your following card in the Self shows up as the Fool. But I told you the Fool was in the reverse position. So I'm going to go ahead and flop it around in the reverse position and now tell you that something's not ended. There's not a cycle that has begun yet. So when the Fool is in the upright, the Fool represents a brand new beginning, right? A new start. If I can get that to show. So apparently it's taking a while. There is something not taking place. You're trying to make an ending on something. It could be that somebody may be trying to propose to you, or somebody may be taking their sweet ass time about proposing to you, and you're thinking about walking away. You're thinking about ending this. Okay. Because your next card in the environment around you shows up as the Four of Wands. Okay. Now, what this is kind of telling me is that love is in the air, or you're about to speak up and say, no, here's the kicker. Love ain't in the air. The Page of Swords is looking back on this Four of Wands celebration time. The Page is a brand new energy. Okay. And the brand new could be a younger energy, or a newness to that communication or that relationship, whatever it is. But your final outcome being, and don't get me wrong, I'll clarify all these for you, but your final outcome and direction is the King of Cups. So Leo, your final direction is that love, emotional stability, emotional groundedness, someone who is finally taking control of their emotions. They're not swayed. So it's sitting right next to this page tells me that somebody's trying to force you, or not force, but entice you into this situation here, into that environment. It could be external forces. It could be people in your family who feel like they're, this guy is the right guy for you. This gal's the right gal for you. Take what applies, Leo, but it's kind of what I'm seeing. And I feel like with your dear future, you're going to walk away from what emotionally does not fulfill you. And I feel like there is something about this relationship, something that it's like external influences saying, now look, remember your crossing challenge was the 7 of swords. Okay. So it feels like there is like a sneaky vendetta. It's like I'm going to throw those 2 swords in the ground so that everybody knows who I am, but I'm going to walk away with the other 5. I'm going to go ahead and steal these, but I'm going to leave those 2. So what does that tell you energy-wise? It's like there is a sneaky vendetta or vindictive kind of a nature behind that energy, and it's crossing you. It's come into you, into your knowledge, into your intuition. So I feel like with that Fool being in the reverse, it's kind of like saying that, let me show you. Yeah, it's kind of like you go from this near future situation, which is walking away, and then we jump right over into the environment, the self, how you're showing up. You're showing up as you're putting an end to this. And this is the marriage card as well, right? And I feel like maybe this person is continuing to express everything about this harmonious relationship, everything that you had, okay? And could be love bombing, could be, a situation where you're trying to move out and away from it, but they just won't leave you alone, that type of situation. Okay, but your outcome is the King of Cups because you are trying to get emotionally clear. Okay? If this applies to you, Leo, if this is your situation, I think you're doing the right thing. Look, if there's turmoil, chaos, and I feel with the 5s, okay, the 5s usually represent a chaotic state. It's usually mental situation. I hope it's not a physical actual situation. I'm not really getting that. If I'd seen the 5 of Swords sitting right next to, let's say, one of the kings, and they hadn't been, like the Emperor, for instance, not to put down any of the cards because they're not negative, but sometimes that can indicate that there is a tyranny or a ego clash or some kind of a situation where there's a type of narcissistic behaviorisms or things like that. But what I'm really getting is that you're trying to seek emotional clarity, that this has been a rough ride. You're continuing to focus on it. And you know that you need to end this. You need to move out and away from this situation because you need to get stable. You have the King of Cups energy, right? So that's really what it's telling me. And the King of Cups energy is a masculine energy, okay? It could be that, like I said, it's sitting right next to the Page of Swords, and that King of Cups could be, emotionally love bombing, trying to keep you, trying to get you to marry them, trying to get you to stay in this relationship, whatever it is. Leo, that's manipulation. I'm sorry. I don't have to have the Emperor card sitting right next to the 5 of Swords to see, but what I do see then, because the King of Cups is a very emotionally grounded, it's just a masculine energy, but that energy doesn't allow, it doesn't allow influence of emotional nonsense. Okay, they're very grounded with their emotions. Okay, but it's sitting next to a page who's looking back at the 4 of Wands. So I feel like that may be the situation. There's a lot of pressure. It could be coming in from all sides. It could be coming in from family. It could be coming in from friends or relatives or things like that. It could actually be coming in from this particular person. I think what I'd like to do, Leo, is I want to clarify this King of Cups for you. I want to know if this King of Cups energy is the actual, that narcissistic tendency, that love bombing, that controlling, manipulative type energy? Or is this actually a new romance that you're wondering, that you're moving away from? Okay, so we're going to shuffle up here and see what's going on. So Leo, let's clarify this King of Cups energy to find out what this is about, okay? What this is about. Okay, that's wanting to stick on my finger there. I had two cards, but one was the King of Swords. Yeah. And the other one is the King of Wands. Okay. Makes a little more sense here. Leo, you have two kings. Okay. Now, we could just go ahead and say communication and fiery passion, but we got two kings, so you're making a choice here. This is a choice to move towards the king. You've got three kings in a row. King of Cups, King of Swords, King of Wands. Okay. Now, I am not going to disinclude anybody in this situation, but I will tell you this also is indicative of a throuple type relationship. Could be masculines involved, doesn't have to be, but I don't disinclude on this channel. But we have three kings in a row right here, okay? Now, this could be causing a friction between a marriage. This could be throuple relationship, okay? Could be a king coming into this as a third party situation. Doesn't have to be, just take the energy as it applies, but that could be what it represents. Now, I feel like if there is a third party situation, that would be why you have that Seven of Swords energy. I told you there's this vindictiveness. So it could be that there is somebody's whispering in somebody's ear and it's causing a little bit of friction. You had the Five. Let me show you that again. You had the Five of Swords, remember? And that Five of Swords also indicates, you know, in the possibilities of what's above, what is above that you're not seeing here, right? Kind of that emotional chaos. Now, this king could represent a clarity, the emotional clarity that you're searching for. That it's that masculine energy, that steadfast, communicating, with not projecting. It's definite communication. And with the wands, it could be another passion, fiery passion, expression, a handsome person as well. And then with the King of Cups, all three of these cups, right? So I feel like it's definitely a new person. If not, it could be opening the doors for, just new masculine energy in your life. Leo. Okay. Your present energy was the Queen of Swords. Okay. So it's your decision as to whether or not you speak up about this existing relationship. I think this is confirmation for you, Leo. It's confirmation. And if it is confirmation, make sure you thumbs up, right? Give some love to JT. Give it to me. I need that. And I do feel like this is definitely, you had three kings in a row. So you got them lined up. Either got them lined up or you definitely found a new, with your underlying energy being the 10 of Cups. But everything's pointing to walking away from a marriage or a contract or another relationship of some kind, whether that's marriage or whether that's, just platonic or whether that's a karmic relationship, whatever it could be. I feel like somebody in that mix is trying to love bomb, but you are followed by, if it's the King of Cups, who is like, let's say, the divine masculine in your life now, or the masculine partner in your life, then that person is that manipulative type of energy. But when it's followed by another two kings with the wands and the swords, then it's definitely a romance and definitely somebody who meets you emotionally, because the King of Swords is all about emotions, all about communication. So Leo, cool. I think I'm going to let the cards just lay where they're laying. I like that. That's cool. Some decisions you're going to have to make. No big deal. The Fool card is not a terrible card. It's a beautiful card, but it is representing an ending there. So, Leo, I love you, appreciate you. If you did like it, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit that subscription button. Don't forget to turn on your notifications, okay? All right, I love you, and I'll see you on the singular readings here coming up shortly. With that being said, we are going to move on to Virgo. All right. Marker. Where'd we go? 144. 459. Virgo, what's going on? I'm going to shuffle up. I had to timestamp these, so I will get into your reading just in a second. If you are brand new to the channel, I'm JT. Thanks for stopping in at Steampunk Psyche. If you have not subscribed yet, hit that subscription button. I just laid out some other videos last week, kind of funny videos. You guys are going to have to give me a break. I am just really in a good spunky mood, so I said a whole lot of stuffage. Yes, I did. Anyway, I hope your February is going good. We are almost close to Lover's Day, right? Love is in the air, and I'm a lover. I love to love. I'm very sexual in nature. Yes, I just said that. I am. I lead by my sexuality. I'm not afraid. I'm not. Anyway, if you haven't checked out any of the other videos, get in there. If you're cross-watching for your particular person, your particular sign, go in there to the playlist at Steampunk Psyche. It's not hard. You just got to hit the thumbnail. Stop watching it without the thumbnail. Hey, and another thing I was going to say, it might be easier for you guys to watch this on the TV or your computer, so you get a little bit bigger screen instead of that little bitty tiny thing and make your eyes go bad like mine, right? I was told this happened because of masturbation, but I don't believe that's true. At least that's what we were always told when we was a kid. Anyway. Okay, Virgo. It's starting to feel like autumn season right now. I mean, we had an 80-degree day yesterday after having a blast of cold Arctic air, you know, at least where we live at, you know. We had like a week and a half of the super lows. And now it's getting all warm outside. The gnats are starting to fly around. My allergies are kicking back. I just got over allergies, and now it's happening again. Okay, so I'm still shuffling these up. I will show you the shuffle. I will go over these cards with you. So do not fret. Let me put this pad up. Here we go. Move my mouse. Okay, I'm going to shuffle up a couple more times, at least until I feel the need to stop. And, you know, you could probably fast forward there until you get into the reading. But we're going to take a look at your present energy. We're going to take a look at your crossing challenge. We'll take a look at your foundation, what's lying underneath. We'll look at your recent past. We're going to take a look at your possibilities, the near future, yourself, the environment, hopes, fears, wishes, and worries. And we're going to end up with the outcome and direction for Virgo. All of that being said, I will go over this with you very slowly, and we'll let the cards speak, okay? I'm not going to sugarcoat these cards for you, Virgo. I'm not going to give you some kind of a reading that is just not true to myself as a reader. I'm going to let the integrity of the cards be what they may. We can learn from it. And I think I am done. Let's do this. Okay, Virgo, let's look at your present energy. Present energy, we have the Ace of Pentacles, okay? Virgo, Ace of Pentacles, Garden in the Gate, a divine offering. Okay, now keep in mind, these cards are just energies. They may apply, they may not apply. If they do not resonate with you, leave them at the door. They do apply to somebody, somewhere, sometime. These are timeless. It is just energy. It can neither be created nor destroyed. It just exists. So I'm here to just tell you what they mean. The Ace of Pentacles, okay? The Garden in the Gate. It's an offering. It's a divine offering of some kind, whether it's love, whether it's coinage, you know, finances or romance. I can't tell you, it's too early in the game. So you're just going to have to wait. Here we go. The next card out is going to be your crossing challenge. And we have the Page of Cups. So we are talking about a romance. We are talking about, well, the page is romance, okay? The page is me. I'm a Pisces. You see the fish in the cup? It is me. I am wanting to love you. I am wanting to give you love. It's the offering. It could be a young person in the offering, a new offering, a new relationship, but it is definitely talking about relationships or emotions being expressed, exchanged, an offering of some kind, okay? All right, Virgo, if this applies, keep it. If it does not apply, like I said, leave it at the door. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and lay these out now, and we'll go over them together, okay? We got the foundation, what's lying underneath in the subconscious mind. We have the Three of Cups. We also, in the recent past, we have the Ace of Cups. Okay, so some more going on. And we have the possibilities with the Nine of Swords. We have the near future with the Devil card. Fear not, Virgo, we will go over these. I will show you these cards. We're looking at the self now with the Two of Wands. We're looking at the environment with the Knight of Wands. Hopes, fears, wishes, and worries with the Six of Wands. Lots of fire energy here. Passion. Ooh, we got another 5. Okay. Ending with the outcome of the Five of Cups. Okay, let's talk about this, Virgo. Now, remember what I said. Your very first card out is your present energy. We talked about the Ace of Pentacles, okay? Now, what that offering is, I don't know, so we're going to go over it and talk about it. But what you have right now in your subconscious mind, things that are kind of maybe coming back around, could be talking about a third-party energy here. We have the Three of Cups, okay? The only reason I say that is because in the recent past, you had the Ace of Cups offering, which is divine love, okay? So we could be talking about some kind of a soul contract here. We could be talking about, we could be talking about twin flame journey as well. I'm seeing that with the Devil card and the Five Cups. So without getting into too much specifics about the twin flame journey, I know everybody knows a lot about it. So what I will tell you is it's a personal journey. It is not you actually in the physical meeting up with this individual. It is the divine masculine and the divine feminine coming together, realizing that they are one in unity, okay? But I will tell you that I do see that there is some kind of a karmic relationship that is either needing to end or has ended, and there's a newness of a relationship taking place. But what I see with this Three of Cups is there's probably some kind of a third-party energy that was involved in a recent past, okay? Now, this could have caused some kind of an emotional war or a battle, if you want to look at it that way. So the Nine of Swords represents that losing sleep. There is something so heavy on your mind that, you're obviously, for obvious reasons, he's in the bed, can't sleep. But the Nine of Swords is the challenges that you've been facing in that situation, okay? Yeah. So, and then in the near future, we have the Devil card, okay? So, why the Devil card? I want to tell you right now, the Devil card is not a terrible card. In fact, it's one of the greatest cards in the deck. I love the Devil card. The reason is the Devil exposes that which we are either afraid to see, don't want to look at, we've shoved under the rug of our life, our subconscious mind we put behind us, tells us what we're chained to. So, in fact, the light bearer is the absolute explanation of what devil represents, okay? That pesky little thing that keeps fucking with us so much, right? That it comes to the surface. A lot of people want to say it's that temptation and, well, of course, yeah, there's things like that involved, or this evilness about it, but it's not evil, okay? What it is representing is that there are energies that support us, and then there are energies that do not support us. Everything is about energy, so keep that in mind. What this is telling me is that in this near future, you have a choice to either chain yourself to this past relationship, this past third-party situation that took place that maybe broke up your relationship or whatever it was. And in order for you to move forward, okay, so the devil, and keep in mind, the Devil card does represent this relationship. You see the feminine, you see the masculine here, okay? So why would they put the feminine and the masculine in there? Because there are two sides to that coin, right? There is the love side, and then there is that disrespecting of the relationship nature, okay? And they're just energies, whether that's cheating or whether that's being unfaithful or whether that's being beautiful in your relationship, over giving in your relationship. You see what I mean? They are energies, so that's what that's representing. whether or not you maybe overgave to a relationship or you didn't give enough. Those would be challenges. Those would be the energies you'd be facing with that devil card. So we're going to keep moving and see about the self, how you're showing up. Okay, we have the Two of Wands. Virgo, the Two of Wands is about you are deciding that you need to make a change in your life. You're deciding that you notice that this wand over here is firmly planted into the wall. It's suggesting that you're moving away from things that perhaps kept you comfortable, kept you stable, or made you feel as though, this is, I've earned this, I've got this under my belt, and I'm just going to kind of shove it back here behind me because I know I've got it as a safety net. Okay. What this is actually telling you is to move away from those, move away and experience life. Look into the world. You see, he's looking into the world. He's got the world in his hand. He set that other wand up on the top and said, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to move out from that comfortable zone. I'm going to take a chance. If this was a past relationship, that burden that you've been carrying around in your heart with the Nine of Swords, that past relationship that failed, that past relationship that, turned into a nightmare, whatever that was, or whatever that represents for you with that devil card, remember, this means that you are stepping out and away from that. Okay. So that's how you're showing up. And that's a good healing perspective. Okay. Now, the next card is the environment around you. It appears that there is a romance of some kind. There is at least a romantic gesture. You have the Knight of Wands, right? So the Knight of Wands is exactly that. I mean, he's Rico Suave. It is an energy. It could be a feminine energy as well. This could be a feminine coming towards a masculine as well. But the energy is all about romance, passion, okay? Emotional expression, coming in, charging in, okay? Now, the Knight is not always a smooth operator, though, the timing wise, okay? So if this is your energy and you're moving in a direction of a romance, this could be trying to tell you, as just as a warning, friend to friend, I'm saying to you, don't move too fast. The Knight of Wands moves very quickly. He moves by his sexual energy, and it's like, I've got to speak. I've got to have that. I've got to, and he doesn't stop until he moves forward to get it. Okay. That's not always a bad thing, but what it is saying is that it lacks a little bit of the patient side, to kind of calm down. I am the Knight of Wands in that energy, the Pisces energy. I move by my sexuality, and it kind of sometimes keeps my head in the clouds in that dreamy state. Whereas I need to be sometimes a little more grounded. Okay. But that's not a bad card. It's just it's like I said, it's the type of energy that is. So there is a Knight of Wands energy at play here. Okay. So now, we're going to move on now and take a look here. Okay. Hopes, fears, wishes, and worries. And this is the celebratory card. This is the victory card. The Six of Wands talks about, people will be celebrating you. There will be a victory. You are celebrated by others. Okay. There will be a situation where you will either be like promoted or move up in rank of some kind. And then there's a type of celebration. If this is relationship related, then it's talking about how you're moving forward in this relationship and how you're celebrating it in a victory type way. You've healed past wounds. You're moving forward. It's also a fire energy. Okay. So more passion. So that's why I was saying with the Knight of Wands ahead of this situation, it might be wise for you to kind of maybe slow your roll just a little bit and take your time with it. Now, the other thing I'd like to say about the Six of Wands is that if you'll notice right over here on this side, there is a little person who is kind of peeking over at the writer. Okay. Some suggest that this could be talking about, say, a gossipy type of energy, that maybe there's a person who believes that writer doesn't deserve what they're getting. It's the only one that's not facing him. I mean, he is facing away. That one particular person is holding that wand up, but looking right back at the writer. Okay. So it kind of suggests that. Now, we did have, remember, in that underlying very first card that came out in the foundation, there was that Three of Cups. That's the only reason I even mentioned that, because the Three of Cups could also represent that third party energy, meaning third party doesn't have to be a person. Third party could actually be talking about finances, that, you need to get your finances in order, or it could be with the Devil card, could be talking about like, influences of drug or alcohol abuse or things like that. Any type of situation there that could be hindering, saying emotionally wise, you don't deserve this. And that's part of that Nine of Swords energy that says in your head, you could be listening to your brain telling you, you don't deserve this. Because this is why you used to be this, remember? And that brain is trying to keep you safe and secure. And the reason I say that is because we had that Two of Wands, and that's what the Two of Wands also represents. Remember, moving out and away from those security blankets, those things that you felt like they were, this could be anything from like financial dependency or codependency type of situation. This Six of Wands is also trying to remind you that, say, that, hey, don't listen to the logical mind. Sometimes it's lying to you simply to keep you secure and safe, but it doesn't always tell you things that are valuable to you. Okay. All right. So we're going to keep going. And this is the outcome and direction. Okay. It is the Five of Cups. Now we're ending on this Five of Cups, which is it's very interesting. Okay. The Five of Cups is that it's kind of got a sad tone to it. Gray skies, the Three Cups kicked over. But what it tells me though is it's confirming this Two of Wands, what I just said. You're focused on what you're having to let go, and you're not paying attention to the two full cups. I mean, look at those tall full cups behind them. I say him. It could be feminine energies here, okay? But yeah, it's like you're focused on everything from the past, everything that you don't have, or everything is like the brain telling you what I just said. Keeping you safe and comfortable in that state of mind, which is just a state that you're in, temporary, and not focusing on the journey ahead, where you're supposed to be heading. So what I want to do, Virgo, I want to clarify the Five of Cups, what that represents for you, okay? All right, Virgo, hang in there. Okay, let's clarify the Five of Cups and why it is in the outcome and direction for Virgo. Why the Five of Cups? Why the Five of Cups? Why are you here? Yeah. The Eight of Wands. We're clarifying that with communication, okay? In other words, not just communication, but clear skies. Everything's opening up for you. There is nothing in the path of these wands that's holding them back. This is nothing's holding you back but you. And that's why that Five of Cups, it's an illusion. The only thing holding you back from moving forward into whatever this might be for you, new relationship, third party situation, who's in involvement. The Eight of Wands is your answer. It's saying the skies are clear. It's open. And it is most definitely coming in very quickly, very fast for you. Okay. Virgo, I'm gonna let the cards speak. That's the way it rolls. That's what this is about. You have a choice to make. You have a focus on the past, keep yourself comfortable in the places that you fear from moving from, or move forward. You have open skies. Okay. If we are talking about that relationship, there is definitely the romance, the celebration coming in. It's whether or not you choose to hang on to the past and not allow yourself to move forward. But according to what I'm seeing, it's clear skies. All right. Virgo, I love you. I appreciate you. If you have not subscribed to the channel, hit the subscription, okay? If you liked the video, hit a thumbs up for me. Anyway, I love you. I will probably see you on some singular readings. Leave your comments if you like, all right? But we are going to move on to Libra. All right. Timestamp 204. 204 for Libra. Wow. Okay, Libra, I'm going to shuffle up. If you would like to go ahead and fast forward, you can to the shuffle. But if you are brand new to the channel, Libra, I am JT. This is Steampunk Psyche. I appreciate you being here. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscription button. Make sure, you guys, to leave your notifications on, okay? Way you can get the videos when they come out. So I just laid out another video. I was just ranting, having fun with everybody. So make sure you check that out. Okay, Libra, I'm going to show you the shuffle. And I'm probably going to have to get a drink because my throat is getting dry. I'm about 2 hours in, you guys, on the readings. If you're cross-watching, come in and find your, find your sign. Find your particular person's sign. Check out the videos. Libra, Libra, Libra. The Justice. All right, Libra, I'm going to shuffle up maybe one more time, maybe two, I don't know, just depends. See what I get here. All right, that's it. Libra, I'm going to get a drink and we'll get started. Oh, that is so good. Okay, Libra, this is your present energy right now. Present energy is the 9 of Wands. You guys, I'm going to take you through every one of these cards, so don't you worry. I'm going to just show you your present energy and your crossing challenge. I'm going to lay them out, and then we'll go through each and every one, okay? But your present energy is the 9 of Wands. You're showing up as the wounded warrior, okay? Which means you're still showing up. This is not a terrible card. We're going to look at your crossing challenge, okay? The 2 of Pentacles. Another great card. You have the capability of juggling lots while the world is chaotic, okay? While things are taking place. Crossing challenge. All right, I'm going to lay these out for you, and we will go over each and every one of them, okay? We're looking right now at your foundation, which is the King of Cups. We're looking at the recent, or the recent past, yeah. I'll get it right. We're looking, it's the Queen of Cups. Okay, we may be talking about a soul connection here. Oh, we're definitely talking about a soul connection here. We have the possibility. Wow, foundation, recent past, possibility. What's the near future? Okay, 7 of Wands. Yeah, we are definitely talking about a king and a queen here. So divine feminine, divine masculine reading. All right, we're looking at the self with the Chariot. Definitely soul contract here. Okay, could be twin flame journey as well. I don't know yet. Environment, the Sun. Hopes, fears, wishes, and worries with the Moon. We are definitely talking about soul contract, possible twin flame journey here. Outcome and direction. Okay. All right, Libra. Here's the skinny on this. Now, take this as it resonates. You don't have to make the shoe fit is what I'm getting at. But what I'm seeing off the bat, with your current energy as the wounded soldier, it automatically tells me this is possibly a twin flame journey here. The reason I say it is because we have the king and the queen, a divine masculine, a divine feminine energy right next to each other. Okay, I'm going to go over each and every one of these, and we'll clarify, okay? Okay, this very first card we're talking about is the foundation, what's lying underneath. I don't know that I really even need to go into super detail, but if you want the generic version, the King of Cups is emotionally grounded, okay? Has the ability to not let emotions affect them, okay? I would need to say this to you because with your current energy, present energy being that 9 of Wands, the wounded soldier is just that, okay? Has been to the battlefield, has received battle scars. So life gives us battle scars. Life gives us the things that we are willing and boundaries wise that we will accept and no longer accept. But the wounded soldier is still ready for love. Okay. This being your present energy, and this being your underlying, which means this is in your divine masculine state. So I could be talking to a divine masculine here. It doesn't have to be that. It could be a divine feminine. They are just energies. But the king came out first. So I'm seeing that perhaps this divine masculine is in this mirroring effect. And I will start to explain this as I go, okay? So we have the King of Cups. The very next card out, okay? The very next one is the recent past, which means in the recent past, there was this Queen of Cups energy, okay? So we're talking about the relationship status. This could have been somebody you just met. It could have been somebody you've known about for a while. I'm getting with the Moon and the 7 and the 9 of Wands that this is like been taking place. Maybe a couple years. I don't know. It could be longer for some of those. It doesn't have to be that. Don't take that at heart. But I feel like this has been the process that's going on. So we have the Queen of Cups energy. When you have a king and a queen together, obvious, right? Masculine and feminine. But once again, if this applies to the divine feminine, she is also the wounded soldier. Past traumas, childhood wounding, any kinds of effects like that have taken place. That's why it's definitely a mirroring effect. So that's why I'm leaning more towards like a twin flame scenario. I don't even like the word twin flame anymore, but I do feel like it is the mirroring effect that this masculine is definitely coming into their feminine nature, understanding what that principality is all about. If it is for the feminine, they're removing themselves, or at least understanding that their masculine energy, they've been in the masculine energy and they're moving into the feminine nature. Okay. Now, I said all that to say the reason why is because in the possibilities here, we have the 10 of Cups. So it's reunion. It is coming together. It is that nature of a relationship that understands stability. Okay. So the cups doesn't have to be like, I usually kind of refer to it as like that harmonious, beautiful life, beautiful wife, the whole nine, right? But in the cups relationship wise, it is a stable, harmonious, rejoicing, and this could be internal, okay, as well. So I feel like there is definitely a union about to take place, some kind of a union, the coming together. If we're talking about the Kundalini experience, then we are talking about the rising, okay, of the masculinity meeting into the feminine, into the crown chakra, where they become balanced, they become harmonious, they realize the realization that they are together, right? There is a togetherness about it. There is a union. No more duality. It becomes the mono. It becomes the singularity, okay? Doesn't have to be that. It could also represent, like I said, this harmonious union taking place, okay? Okay. The next card is the near future. So the near future is this 7 of Wands. Now, the reason I'm calling this, a lot of people don't like the 7 of Wands, but it is an excellent card. So there's an unpreparedness, okay? And there's also a guardedness about you. Also a wounded warrior. Also a warrior spirit, okay? One that says, I have made boundaries and I'm going to do everything I can to protect those things which I love, those things which are important to me, okay? There's also that energy that says there's almost like a unpreparedness scenario. That is the twin flame journey. It's totally being unprepared about what the hell I'm experiencing, what I'm going through, so we're going to keep going and we'll talk about this. All right. So in this next card, we're showing up. Here's the self. This is how you're showing up in the energy. It is runner chaser. Okay. If you're the divine masculine, I'm done with this shit. This is up and down. I can't do this no more. I'm tired of this. Why won't they call? Why won't they text? Every time I call, they get distance. They move away. If you're the feminine, it's the same scenario. It's a mirroring effect. The Chariot is asking us to move forward and build something. That building is coming into your divine masculine if you are feminine. The building is the divine feminine coming and understanding the understanding of their masculinity. I may have just said that the same way, but it's what I mean. It's a mirroring effect with the light and dark aspects of ourselves. Okay, the yin and the yang, black, white, duality. That's what this card represents. Okay, it's understanding, like I said, that you are not the masculine, you are not the feminine, you are both. Okay, and so the more you try to push, the more they pull away. We already know how this rolls, and you're like, JT, get on with it, brother. And I will. Okay, we are looking now at the environment around you. So you got your sunny days, right? Joyful, peaceful, moving on. It is the highs, the experiencing the highs into the crown chakra, definitely into the head. When one is up, the other one's down. The reason I say that is because it's followed right next to the moon, right? The moon card sitting right next to it. This could not be even more twin flame / journey, karmic, or not karmic, but soulmate connection type journey that people are experiencing. Okay, that's the hopes, the fears, the wishes, and the worries. Why would the moon be the hope, fear, wishes, and worries? Well, fear, number one, because the moon shines a light on the deep, dark aspects of ourselves. If you haven't accepted the lower energies of yourself yet, if you keep suppressing them, if you keep putting down the fact that I make mistakes, I'm no good, I'm undervalued, underappreciated, if you keep the 365, the repetitiveness of, my parents didn't do this, or my parents didn't do that, or this ex-lover and he did this, he destroyed me, they destroyed me, she destroyed me, this negative type of energies, the moon is trying to shine. The moon is the light for the darkness, right? And it's trying to shine the light on the dark sides. That is why you've got the highs. That's why you've got the lows. That's why you're experiencing this mirrored effect, okay? The outcome and the direction. This is interesting. It is also the Three of Cups, okay? So it's reunion, it's celebration, it's agreement, okay? But it's also karmic, okay? It's third party. It's the involvement of external forces. You're thinking that my love is external of me. That person is external of me. And if that person was here, we could just rejoice, celebrate, and agreeance. The Three of Cups is agreeance card. Okay? We all three agree. We're a sisterhood. We totally agree that, we will always be together. We will always remain friends. We will always make a pact. So it's a pact with yourself. It's that agreeance with yourself. The agreeance in this case is combining the light and the dark aspects of yourself, understanding that that is the twin flame journey. The rest of it has to do with magnetism. The rest of it has to do with the law of attraction. When you become magnetic, when you remain in your high feminine, your high masculine state, that's what attracts your counterpart. Okay? So this is a beautiful reading. Libra, it is, you are the justice card, but I do feel like you are definitely in this state. It may be just confirmation for somebody to know what the hell's taking place. Excuse me. I will talk more about twin flame, karmic relationships, but there's so much information out there, and really this is something that you need to study for yourself. But just know that the battle that's going on within you is just temporary. It feels sometimes like this shit can go on forever. And when you fight it, when you push it down, that's what makes it last longer. It's allowing those energies to pass through you and forgiving yourself and understanding that this is just part of that journey, right? But for whoever this is for, Libra, I do feel like there is definitely a counterpart. They're definitely going through what you are experiencing as well. It's just whenever you're at your lowest, they sometimes tend to be at their highest because you feel that shift in them. When they get at their highest point, you shift and then they feel it. So it is a learning lesson. It is it's the ability to recognize that which is taking place within you. So All right, Libra, I love you. I'm sorry about my camera being all blurry. I hope you got something from this. If you did, if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Okay. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to the channel. Okay. Make sure you've got your notifications on so you'll know when I'm ready to, blurt out. Okay. All right. With that being said, we are going to move on to Scorpio's reading. I'm going to timestamp that at 2:19. 2:19. All right. Scorpio. Hi, Scorpio. Thanks for joining us. 2:19. I'm still writing. I'm not fast. Scorpio, welcome back to Steampunk Psyche. Thank you for being here. I am doing all signs readings right now, so I am nonstop. I am working on about 3 hours of reading. My throat is starting to get parched. At some point, I'm going to have to stop and smoke a cigarette. I just am. But I'm going to shuffle up here. I hope you are doing well. Scorpio, I hope that you find love. We are getting close to February 1/4, but I hope you're having those days every single day. I hope that love within yourself is being expressed every single day. Taking time for yourself, time out. Yeah, don't physically go in the corner and time out. Take a time out and go to the corner because you want to. All right. So I'm going to shuffle these up. I'll let you watch me shuffle because I want you to know I'm trying to be as transparent as I possibly can. Keep in mind, you guys, I am not going to cater. I'm not going to placate. I will tell you what the energies of these cards are about so that we can apply them to ourselves, right? Try to learn from them. Try to understand things that maybe are hidden in our subconscious mind. If you haven't checked out any of the videos, come into Steampunk Psyche, hit that playlist, go through there, find your particular person, especially if you're cross-watching, See what I've got in there. You guys, I'd appreciate it if you would start to communicate. Get on there and get in the community section, start up a conversation. Leave your comments on any of the videos if you liked them or if you didn't like them. If you want to see particular things. All right, I'm going to shuffle these up just a few more times and we'll get started with Scorpio. Scorpio energy. All right, I think we're good. Scorpio, let's take a look at your present energy. Keep in mind, you guys, I will show you these cards. We have the Justice card. So we got Libra energy here. I will show you all these cards up close, okay? But I'm going to show you your present energy and your crossing challenge, and then I'll lay the other ones out, and then we'll go through and clarify, okay? But your present energy is justice. You are needing some justice on what we don't know. We will find out. We're going to look at your crossing challenge. Scorpio, your crossing challenge is the King of Wands. If you are the divine feminine or a feminine, doesn't have to be. You could be masculine. Perhaps your challenge is this a romance. It could be some words that were said or spoken. Charming nature. Something about this is emotionally astute. We're going to find out though. Crossing challenge as the King of Wands. Fire energies, definitely. We could be talking about what? Sagittarius, Leo, Aries, maybe? I don't know. Okay. All right, we're going to take a look now at the foundation. Your foundation is the Ace of Pentacles. Keep in mind, I will show you all of these, but I'm just going to lay them out for you. That's your foundation. What's lying in the subconscious mind, perhaps? Things that are deep-seated. The recent past, we have the Knight of Swords. In your possibilities, we have the Sun card. In your near future, we have the Strength card. Major arcanas there. Right? Could be talking about Leo energy right there. Trying to get these where you can still see them. Okay. Now we're looking at the self. This is how you're showing up with the 7 of Pentacles. The environment around you, the 6 of Swords. Your hopes, fears, wishes, and worries. Another major arcana, Temperance card. Okay, and the outcome and direction with the Page of Wands. Okay, Scorpio. Let's see here. Okay. I'm seeing with the Justice, your present energy is you're needing some definite clarity about maybe a investment of some kind. Maybe you're putting too much into something. We got the Justice card. Like I said, we could be talking about just straight up Libra energy here. You could be cross-watching for Libra. Let's see. Then your challenge being the King of Wands. All right. So this could be for a divine feminine, or definitely a feminine nature. That underlying there is something that you feel guided towards something. Whether this is literally coin. This is a different kind of reading here. So with the Ace of Pentacles, a divine garden gate, you're waiting on, yeah, this is confusing because your recent past was some news that came in abruptly. It feels like it was abrupt. And you had to be very patient. You had to be very kind to yourself. This could be talking about maybe a family situation, like a business or something. Wow, this is different. Okay, let me see. I have not had this reading like this before. Let's go. With the Sun energy and patience being as your near future. What do you need to be patient for, Scorpio? You know, you've got 7 of Pentacles again. Sorry, you guys, this is just like tough, but it's an emotional. This is emotionally healing for you. This could be just you stepping into your financial freedom finally. You've been very patient. You had something come in the recent past, you know, with that Knight of Swords. So your world could be shifting, you know, and not only is this freeing you up emotionally, but it is like bringing you a sense of clarity. And now it's like, now I think I'm ready for, my goodness, you're trying to alchemize this into, wow. You know, Scorpio, this is a strange one. I mean, it really is. I mean, it's good. It's not like bad, but it's just like, I am just not picking up the energy. It just feels so like the air just got stiff and quiet. Sort of like I made some money. I've been financially free now. And it's almost like I don't have nobody to spend it on, or I don't have nobody to give it to. And I want romance, but I don't know how to do that. And I damn sure don't want to buy my love, right? Because your very last card, your outcome, was the Page of Wands. But that's an adventure. So this could be talking about somebody taking a trip, you know, or going to use that money to take a trip. But in the process, it's like maybe you've invested or invested in like internal peace. You could be like an instructor or I'm getting you got the sun, you got the strength, and you got temperance. So you're alchemizing your past because it followed right after the Six of Swords. Let me show you this again. I apologize, Scorpio. This is just one really deep-seated situation, but it's kind of like it's got a couple of energies. One could say that in the recent past type scenario, or lying underneath, you intuitively knew to invest in something, okay? And this moved you forward into this brighter future, brighter situation, brighter life, brighter everything, right? And you were very patient, very kind, and you nurtured whatever that investment was, okay? And then the next thing I'm getting is the self, how you're showing up is, yeah, being very patient and waiting on this new investment to, come to fruition and whatever that means for you. But also in that environment, there's an emotional healing and clarity. And so by the hopes, fears, wishes, and worries, it's kind of like I want to take that energy now, use it to explore. Okay, so I want to clarify the Page of Wands. Scorpio, that was like long-winded. All right, Page of Wands. Scorpio, what is this? I think I would invest in some communication skills because your energy is like slowing me. But that's part of what you are, though. You're the strength, and strength is slow. It's like you're just totally the opposite of this fast-acting energy. You don't like to be pushed either. All right, there's nothing wrong with that. What does this Page of Wands represent for Scorpio? What is this new investment? I'm going to have to dive deep because they're not telling me. What is this Page of Wands energy? Yeah, it's more investment into yourself. Yeah, so it's kind of like you're like, I want to take some of that newfound wealth or that newfound abundance, and I'm going to find something that pleases me. And it's almost like why are you seeking permission for that? I wonder. Why would you seek the tarot for that information? Hell yeah, you can do that. You've worked your ass off for it. But perhaps maybe part of this Eight of Pentacles is you would like for it to involve a relationship. Page of Wands could be a fiery energy, a new passion. You want to invest in a person. But this Eight of Pentacles is really referring to that you want to take that energy and invest now into perhaps maybe you're a person who wants to do like relationship advice too. Maybe you're starting a channel yourself. Or opening up some kind of a business where you will be a mentor or a coach or something like that. Because you're alchemized that past energy with that Temperance card. That's interesting as hell. I've never had a reading like this. So that is really, really cool. And I appreciate you for letting me do your reading like that. That's pretty awesome, Scorpio. Definitely justice is your underlying energy. And if the King of Wands is your crossing challenge, then like I said before, remember? So you are that divine feminine who is abundant now, who has come into abundance, but you just want to be able to share it. And you want to be cautious and patient and timing, and you're just needing confirmation, like to know. But you don't need permission. You're beautiful. You're absolutely gorgeous. You're beautiful. You have the mindset of a person who's emotionally under control, emotionally aware. And you're just like, I'd love to be able to start a business with somebody, with my partner, right? With a life partner or a lover or a friend or platonic even, whatever it is, and to move forward. Whoever this is for, oh my God, I want to give you a big kiss. I love you. That's so mature. That's pretty awesome. Scorpio, I'm going to leave the reading right there. I apologize for that being so slow, but it just took a minute to pull that out of there. That's the way the cards are, you guys. I mean, like I told you, I'm not going to throw you a bunch of bullshit in there to make you stick around. I feel like whoever this is for, this confirmation or clarity for somebody just to go, or just like, sometimes having a friend, even though we don't need validation from other people, but sometimes it is nice to hear somebody that kind of like resonates with you that goes, what do you think? I mean, or sometimes it's just nice to talk, to be seen, to be heard. Right. So I think your cards were speaking to me, Scorpio. So, hey, I appreciate it. I love you. Listen, if it's confirmation, give it a thumbs up. Would you let me know? I will be doing individual readings. I just wanted to get the all signs out there because I had not been able to get any out recently. So I did all signs, and I appreciate you taking the time to follow the timestamp to your reading. So hopefully I get to see you on the next one, okay? But we are going to move on to Sagittarius. If Sagittarius is patient enough to let me shuffle up these cards again, I will get into that. All right, so Sagittarius, if you are brand new to the channel, thank you for stopping in. I appreciate you finding your timestamp. I am JT. If you are brand new, if you're a returning subscriber, I want to say thank you very much, Sagittarius, for sticking it out with this community, okay? We are growing. We're getting more subscribers, and I'm just like so ecstatic, you know? I appreciate that. That is awesome. Really cool. YouTube still has me in the sandbox a little bit, and I'm trying to get better at my readings, but I just can't placate. You know, I just can't quite bring myself to doing that kind of a reading where I have to, you know, say, you're not going to believe your lover's coming back. I just can't do that shit. It just bugs me. Right? So I'm going to stick with the readings where the cards tell a story. We can always learn from it. You know, and I try to give my very best interpretation of what I'm seeing, and I hope that you guys can appreciate that. All right, so we are shuffled up and ready. I think maybe one more. I don't know. Sometimes my hands just keep going, and I'm just like, yeah, definitely got to shuffle up another one. So, are we ready now, universe? Yeah, we're ready. Okay, here we go. Sagittarius, what is your present energy? The Six of Pentacles. All right, keep in mind, guys, I will be showing you these cards up close, okay? But right now, I'm just going to show you your present energy and your crossing challenge. Then I'm going to lay them all out, and we will clarify all of them together, okay? So, generous, very curious, generous nature, sharing, reciprocating, able to receive as well as give. That is the present energy for Sagittarius. The crossing challenge is the Six of Wands. So, a celebration of some kind, a victory of some kind, perhaps the need to celebrate, the need, or if it being your crossing challenge, trying to get to, you know, a goal met or something that you're trying to reach. I don't know yet. It's a little too early. I don't want to guess. Not yet. We're going to lay out these cards together, though, okay? So your present energy, your crossing challenge. We're going to look now at the foundation. What lies underneath? We have the Ten of Cups, okay? The Ten of Cups in your foundation. The recent past, the Temperance, okay? Could be talking about Sagittarius themselves, right? You are your worst enemy, maybe? I don't know. Recent past, the possibilities, Ten of Swords, and the possibilities. What's coming up? What's around the bend? What's next for the near future? The Five of Cups. Hang in there, guys. We'll go over this together. All right? So now we're looking at the self, how you're showing up as the King of Cups energy. All right? Looking at the environment around you. I said the King of Cups, the Knight of Cups, and now the King of Cups shows up in the environment. Definitely a romance. Something there. Hopes, fears, wishes, and worries. The King of Swords. A couple of kings in the mix. The outcome and direction. Damn. Four. King. All right. We are in definite masculineville here. Okay, Sagittarius. If you are in the masculine position, okay. Let's talk about what's lying underneath, okay? The Ten of Cups. In the Ten of Cups, we have life, love, relationship, we have stability, we have a sense of peace and security. You know, somebody has that kind of mindset. You know, this is what I want. You know, maybe you've been in the dating scene, maybe you've been married before, whatever it is. You're not a player, and you feel like this is the type of mindset. This is what's going to make me feel safe, secure. The Ten of Cups, all right? Now, in the recent past, we had, right, Temperance show up. Let's see here. Could be, you know, since you're the Sagittarius here, and Temperance is Sagittarius, this is definitely you in this mindset, but I feel like maybe you're putting an end to a relationship. You guys take what energy applies. Let's get a little specific, okay? But I feel like you're done with the relationship. You had the Five of Cups showing up in the near future, you know, and the thing of it is, I feel like this is hurting you. This is a major decision in your life. You do realize that you're paying attention a whole lot to this. And I know you know that. And you're kind of fearful of going ahead and crossing that river because you know it's going to be a journey. This is almost a codependency type of issue situation where, you know, maybe financially you're not able to move out and away from this situation or this relationship, whatever it is. Doesn't have to be. And I'm not trying to be mean or, you know, any kind of hurtful thing like that, but it is kind of feels like it's triggering some kind of an emotional response that kind of feels like a codependent. You can actually be codependent on a person, their emotion, their stability, the things that you thought represented to you that were foundational, things that you thought may have been foundational, or what supported you in staying as long as you did. Okay. However, what I'm getting now is that was in the near future coming up. So then you move over to the self here, and there's this King of Cups or Knight of Cups energy. So the Knight of Cups feels like you want to move towards an emotional expression. And maybe this doesn't have to be necessarily relationship wise, but it could be like you're trying to express something to like you've been talking to somebody who you feel like is you're exchanging back and forth with somebody that reciprocates emotions very well. Okay. And because you see another king here, and the King of Swords is communication card. But then at the end, there's also a foundationally, financially stable, emotionally grounded, and, you know, another King of Pentacles. So I'm not sure if this is a choice or as much as like you're asking, JT, I just got out of another relationship. It ended. I took all of that energy with the Temperance, you know, alchemized this energy about this relationship. I know it's going to be painful, but I have somebody else who's coming my way. And I need to know, you know, you think it's okay if I move forward? The reason I say is because your challenge card, if you'll remember, your challenge was the Six of Wands. And yeah, I did have to smoke a cigarette, so forgive me, but I'm a smoker and I love it. Six of Wands is your challenge. Okay. So it's celebration. You're having a hard time celebrating love. You're having a hard time celebrating new relationship. You're having a hard time. So it's like you come to Steampunk Psyche to get clarification. Listen, I love you so very much, and I want to tell you this, and I don't want it to hurt you. I don't want you to come here you don't need validation to know when to be happy. What I want you to do is come here because you're questioning something about the emotion that maybe you're struggling with, okay? And if I were to pick that out, I would say that it's part of just the fact that you've been with a person maybe for a long time in a relationship. And maybe you're wondering whether or not this is going to hurt this other person, you know? Maybe you want to, because your present energy was the 6. Let's look at that again. Because your present energy was the 6 of Pentacles, right? Yeah, the 6 of Pentacles here. So maybe it's that you don't know that this person is going to reciprocate if you do leave this situation or whatever it is, or maybe you did leave a situation. I don't know. That's kind of a confusing energy for me here. It's almost like I feel like you've taken everything with the Temperance sitting between the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Swords, right? 2 tens. There's a beginning and an ending. The 10 represents in the tarot the beginning and the ending, okay? So there's a beginning of a new relationship and the ending of an old relationship. Karmic relationships happen all the time. They are a part of life. They are a part of moving on. I have been in a lot of them. Okay. And I understand what karmic means, you know. And sometimes these lessons, they don't feel really groovy, you know. They don't always feel the best, right? You have that 5 of Cups energy there. And that's why it tells me a little bit of that gray skies. It's like no matter what direction you go, somebody's going to get hurt. But this is about you. Sagittarius, this is about you because you are the Temperance, right? I mean, you know, I'm just trying to get in my head, like, what your question would be. Do you move towards that Queen? Do you move towards that stability or not? And I'm wondering why the hell you would be asking me that. I'm almost mad at you now. Yeah, Sagittarius, celebrate. It's a time of celebration, no matter whether you're leaving one or moving into a new one. Even past relationships that didn't work out. When you're in the mindset of fear, shame, guilt, all that, you will never see the blessings that it actually held. There is always a blessing. I walked away from every relationship I was ever in going, God, I learned so much. And I learned not only to gain a deeper respect for the karmic sides of the relationship, but I learned about myself, like how to address particular feelings that I'm having about certain things. And so yeah, I mean, Sagittarius, I feel like this is just maybe like just another friendly confirmation that says it's okay to move forward with this King of Pentacles. It's okay to move forward in the dating scene, period. You got the King of Cups, the King of Swords, the King of Pentacles. This could be same sex as well, which is totally okay if that's part of what is bugging you, or what's hurting you. Maybe if somebody from your past found out that you liked feminine or you liked masculine and you don't want to hurt somebody. I'm not going to disinclude anybody. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, maybe that's part of it. Maybe the relationship ended because you realized about yourself. Is it okay? Abso-fucking-lutely, it's okay. It's okay to love, you know? It's okay to enjoy love. It's okay to have romance in your life. It's probably the most scariest but most rewarding experience that life offers, right? Sagittarius, I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to let the cards speak. This is your decision. You don't need me to decide this, but I'm telling you, let love, let go and let love, period. Let that be your answer, okay? Sagittarius, I hope this was confirmation for you. You didn't need it, but I love you anyway. So thumb it up if you liked it. And hopefully you'll come back and see me on the single readings. But I'm going to leave you here, Sagittarius. And we are going to move forward with Capricorn after I timestamp this video. Oh, 2:48. 2:48. Okay. Oh, Capricorn, I love you. I appreciate you being here. If you're brand new to the channel, I am JT. This is Steampunk Psyche. I am going to read your cards. If you are a returning subscriber, I want to say thank you very much for being patient with me, number one. I know I have taken some time getting some videos out, but I've been working on other projects, and I'm going to start showing them to you. They're coming up, I promise you. It's just really hard for me to get readings every single day. I just don't have the time, and sometimes the energy is really tough and heavy on these readings. As you know, they don't always go like beautiful readings. Sometimes they can get pretty hard, pretty heavy, and like I said, I try to stay with the integrity of the cards, so I'm not sugarcoating and I'm not placating into you just to make sure that you come back to see me. I want you to learn something from these cards. I don't want you to repeat mistakes, or no mistakes, but I don't want you to repeat things that have been coming over and over and over again. Hopefully you're coming here to find out maybe what you can do better, you know, what type of energy that you can work on, you know, to find that love, to find that, you know, advancement in coin or whatever it is, you know, that you're looking for. Okay, so I'm going to shuffle these up. I do get my cigarette with me here. I'm going to fire that baby back up because I've been reading now for, goodness, almost 3 hours. If you guys got your smokes, got your coffee, got your whatever, got my cherry Dr. Pepper going on. Oh, just hang in there with me. Okay. Capricorn, I'm going to shuffle up and we'll get started on your reading. I've been shuffling, but I want you to make sure to notice that I am shuffling. I'm not trying to feed you any cards here. Yeah, I do shuffle these sideways. They are a little bit extra long cards, so they don't quite fit in my hands. I mean, they do, but I feel like I get a better shuffle when I'm going sideways with them. Okay, universe, how much longer do we got to shuffle here? It said now. Okay. Capricorn, this is your present energy right now. Keep in mind, you guys, I will show you these cards up close, so hang with me. We have the Knight of Wands energy. Love is in the air, Capricorn. Love is in the air. Knight of Wands. This could be your energy. This could be the energy coming towards you, or somebody that had come towards you, but your present energy being that Knight of Wands. So the romantic, you know, your crossing challenge. Capricorn, this is your crossing challenge. The Six of Swords. Okay. So some emotional clarity, some moving out of choppy waters, moving into, calmer waters. Not bad manners, just good Dr. Pepper. So yeah, maybe something is going on that you're receiving clarity. This is your crossing challenge. So it's gaining emotional clarity about something, maybe some past wounds, mother wounds, perhaps, or doesn't have to be, could be father wounds, but usually indicative of mother wounding or young childhood type wounding. Doesn't have to be. It could also just be gaining some emotional clarity. Something's in your emotion wise, you're starting to, things are looking better in that situation. Okay. All right. We are going to take a look. I'm going to lay the cards out, then we will clarify and go over them. Okay. The foundation, what's lying underneath? We have the Eight of Pentacles. Okay. So you've kind of pulled back in a way and, isolated a little bit to try to get your bearings on, you know, your own personal peace, your enjoyment. The recent past, the Seven of Pentacles. Really cool. Really cool. So in the recent past, it was growing, making sure something is going to come into fruition. It looks like it apparently has and will and is. Okay. And now we have the possibilities, the Four of Swords. Also, pulling back nature to make sure to ground yourself, to, you know, get your bearings on some particular question that's at heart. We don't know if this is a relationship or anything related yet or anything like that, but we are going to find out. And then the near future, an Ace of Wands in your near future. So there could be a romance, could be an emotional clarity. Like I said, we were talking about the crossing challenge being this something on your mind, something very heavy, some kind of pattern of some sort that it's coming into clarity. That's your challenge. It looks like here in the near future, whether that be a day, tomorrow, today, this afternoon, but that's definitely coming. Let's slide these over. All right, we're going to take a look now at the self, how you're showing up. Showing up as the star. We could also be showing up with Aquarius if this is a mirrored relationship or somebody in your line of fire. You know, the star does represent Aquarius energy. So we could be talking about an Aquarian. Let's look at your environment. We got the Death card. So a beginning, an ending, a new cycle of life. Something coming into neutrality, something where it's, going to be in a neutral position. So if this is relationship related, it could be talking about, where you guys finally have that talk or that you come to your knowing about something. Your hopes, your fears, your wishes, and your worries. The Ace of Cups. Definitely a divine offering of love. And your direction, your outcome, the Tower card. Shocking news coming in. That could be part of that. So don't freak out just because you got the Tower card, okay? Capricorn. Really cool. I'm going to take a second to look at these. I'm going to finish my smoke. The Knight of Wands. So you're feeling romantic. If that is your energy, you're feeling romantic. You're feeling passion again. This passion could be towards your work. You do have your head down. You've moved away. You've isolated a little bit and it shows me all of that with these first three cards, okay? You're very passionate about your work, something that you're doing, something you're performing. For some of you, this could be art, music. It could be your own channel, your own YouTube channel. This could be you are definitely in the spotlight of some kind. A particular role that you're taking on, whether this be a guide, a teacher, a mentor, whatever it is. This Four of Swords represents that energy that says, I've pulled back to really focus inward. You've got three swords that are above you of other obstacles or other things that you have conquered. And now you're sitting or laying on top of another sword, which represents something in particular that you are definitely concentrated on. Now, I'm not necessarily getting right now the status of relationship, whether this is soul or, something like that. But what I am getting is that there is a passion or a fire, and you are definitely in your hopes, your fears, your wishes, and worries looking for love. Okay? And perhaps maybe you feel like you're at wit's end with it. Maybe at that, I feel like, I just don't have time for a relationship. The star card represents the balance, okay? The star represents you taking time to nurture that spiritual side and also nurturing your earth side, your grounded side, what you're manifesting here on this earth, the things that you're involved with. So it's that balance, right? Balancing all that out. The Death card followed that. So it kind of tells me that there's about to be a brand new beginning. I'm getting new beginning because the Ace of Cups follows, okay? The reason I'm also saying that is because the Tower is there. Now, the Tower is some shocking news, you guys. This is not like your life's falling all to shit or going to pieces. See the lightning bolt? Shocking. The crown chakra. You're about to be enlightened with something, some kind of news that is absolutely going to crumble the foundation of your own belief. I can say that because in the near future, you had that Ace of Wands, okay? At the very top, we had that Ace of Wands, remember? So what I feel like is that you are about to receive confirmation of some kind of emotional clarity, whatever that may be for you. I wish that I could tell you. I'm going to say romance because that's what is in your present energy. Okay. Now, maybe this is going to, maybe if this Tower card represents, let's say you're a type of person who's really, really focused in on your finances, which you seem to be, that this relationship could maybe unstable something in your life a little bit. And it's, I want this love offering, but I don't want it to shake up my world. Guess what, baby girl? Guess what, baby boy? You don't get to decide that. That shit happens no matter what. You know, it's like, I want to stay in control. I want emotional control. I want financial control. I want, of course, yes. But is that opening up to love, though? When you want to control something, isn't that narcissistic tendency? Nobody likes that word. I don't care. Hang in there with me. Listen to me. What I'm getting at is the controlling behavior. To let go and let love, true meaning of that is to let go. If you're trying to control the situation, then you're not going to experience that which your intuition, your mind, the emotional clarity that you're looking for, you won't experience it. To truly feel the divineness nature of it means you have to let go. That's a free dive of that dove. That is a choice the dove is making. He could have bypassed the cup, but he chose to dip right down in that son of a bitch and let the love spill over. Okay? I don't mean any disrespect to you, Capricorn. What I'm trying to say is, what if this Tower moment represents a feeling that you may not have experienced before in your life? Maybe you're afraid of a past relationship, that it being the same thing, in other words. So you're carrying those emotions with you. In either way, you're still not allowing that divine offering to take place. Capricorn, I want to clarify this Tower for you, okay? Capricorn, let's clarify the Tower for you. What does this Tower represent for you? What does this Tower represent for Capricorn? I'm going to go ahead and shuffle these two. What does the Tower represent for you? Enough said. The Tower represents happy harmony, okay? It represents joyful living, peaceful living, family structure, or at least, even if you're, two single people coming together with no children, nothing like that, it still represents that stability. It represents all the things that you're absolutely looking for. It's the Ten of Cups. Capricorn, I love you so much. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, would you? Get out of your head. Let go, let love. Enjoy your work. Let it be your passion as well. But enjoy the newness of the celebration of love, that which is coming. And it's a nice romance, okay? Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and timestamp this, and we're going to get started on Aquarius here in just a second. Whoa, did I say? Yeah. Sagittarius there. Well, I made a mistake. Capricorn. Three. I think I made a mistake. I'm going to have to stop this and check it out. I may have made a mistake. I may have been calling Capricorn